the green screen?
Yeah. Is this on?
You had it on the charger. You got it.
Yeah, but what I gotta do?
You just turn it on and connect on your phone. You gotta do that from the thing. Hold it. S1. S01. To the side, you see, and like the other one. And then you're gonna, you gotta make sure it's the right one. Both of them might be on your. It will make a noise. Do it again. Right? Okay. How do you know? It stay connected. It's supposed to make a noise when it connects. It didn't do that. No, but if you try to, I'm telling you because it's happened before. If you try to, if the other one is no, but it make a noise.
Yeah, but it don't just connect to a Bluetooth like for fun. We're connected to a Bluetooth, then it's connected to the closest Bluetooth with that name. That's the only thing that I got connected. And the way to check is go online and see if the sound is coming from the video. Hello?
Hello. Hello. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. hit the like button, share, and subscribe, and click the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post or go live. I'm Lahefa.
SmileyJizzle. It's good. It is January 25th, 25 days in this new year. We made it.
Where's the baby? It disrupts the sanctity of the chest gate. We put that in there.
Few things happen. Uh, I watched the freestyle. I didn't watch the whole thing. Gunz and Rakim son, they're battling. I mean, not battling, they're freestyling.
Who?
Gunz and Rakim son.
Oh.
It was interesting. It was alright. I know a lot of people don't really know about Rakim son. I don't either. I know Gunz he's pretty good. But I don't know much about Rakim son. I know who Rakim was to hip hop as opposed to who Gunz's father was to hip hop. Not saying that he wasn't really nothing like that, but outside of that song, I would say his son was more of of an impact to the hip hop community than he was lyrically anyway. But that song that his father made is probably a core of hip hop. It's like in the, like being recognized as one of those songs that's like, oh yeah, that was a pretty good track. Adam22 and Jason Luv had a fight.
If you don't know, that's the guy that he let bang his wife, another porn star.
Right. They had a boxing match, and it was pretty quick. Cenat had some. I guess there's just updates on his breakup with the girl. She's basically saying her side of what's going on. And ICE shoots
another person,
a armed person that didn't pose a threat, that were a legal carrier. So that's interesting.
Because ICE just be shooting. They set up. They just shooting people.
I think they just like people be getting in their way. So it'd be like I can't do my job, but you stopping me from doing my job. So I guess like a lot of people, protesters and stuff like that, they make it difficult for them to do whatever they're supposed to be doing. It doesn't give them a right to, to delete people, but you can see how it can be problematic when they're doing their job and you got all these people that's like, no, don't take Javier. And then they showed you like the people that they're taking in are like rapists, drug smugglers, PDF files, all these different things, and people still like, no, it's not true. Like I don't know, like you know what I mean, like I don't know, but if you just tell people that, yeah, from them being an illegal citizen, they've automatically broken the law. Like that enough is enough. don't have human rights, whatever. So first, I think because this is a pretty simple thing, Adam22 and Jason Luv, what do you think about them having a fight, celebrity boxing?
Well, Adam lost, right? In the first round, he said it.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about the idea? Not even the fight, but what do you think about the idea of it happening?
Well, I think it's stupid. Like he didn't want him to fuck his wife from the beginning. So now it's an excuse. I mean, well, he lost anyway, but he just wanted to do that. But he just let her do it because he's stupid. I don't know. But because he loves her, she's like, come on, baby, just one time. And I don't know, they're weird. And he said, anytime when she fucks someone, I'm always there. She never did that without me there watching or joining in. Like, I was fucking her too. Like, that makes it any better. That's your wife, is not just some chick. Whatever.
So he had a reality show kind of where they were trying to pick people
To fuck her.
to smash, and one of the people that was chosen off of that show was a porn star by the name of Little D or Lil D. So he ended up being the one that won, you know, and they were able to have a threesome. So it wasn't a cuckold, it was a threesome. So
no, if it's a threesome, then I mean they would all have sex with each other. He fucked the guy too. That's what a threesome is. Ain't no damn threesome.
Again, babe. In any case, that's what happened with them, and there was another opportunity that arose for her to have another scene with Jason Luv, the original porn star that she had the scene with. And the first time that they did it, after he did it, he had like some comments like, I would never let nobody do that to my girl or something like that. That's what Jason Luv said about Lena initially. And Adam didn't really like that. That didn't really sit well with him. So, you know, they had like a few exchanges back and forth online. Like it was up type of thing. So Vlad, on an interview with Vlad asked him, you know, how did you end up having a scene with him again? And Lena answered, and she was like, well, you know, since we had a good scene the first time, you know, the fans really wanted us to do it again. So I said, yo, we're gonna do it again or whatever. And he was like, all right, fine, it's okay with it, I guess. Even after they had the online beef, he still ended up smashing his girl again. And it was like some crazy stuff that he said, like, you know, I did a better job to her than you ever did, and all this other stuff.
Yeah, porn star.
And well, they both are.
Yeah,
but the funny thing about it is, like, after you had the exchange, why would you let him do it again?
Because she talked him into
it. His response was because he's a professional. She felt safer with her doing it with somebody that's gonna respect her in the bedroom. You know, a guy will do probably anything, might do things that she's not comfortable with, or you know, whatever. Outside of their little whatever, he still was a professional with, with that. And she's got a pretty nice body, like, you know what I mean. So it's like, yo, like if you a man, and you lusting after her, you still just gonna like want to take it down. So it's really like he not gonna be like a creep about it because he want to still, take it down or whatever on a professional level. Plus, he got a professional reputation. You know what I mean? So I would think about that as well. But one of the things that Vlad said when he was interviewing them about it was, it doesn't look like he finished. And then Lino didn't really want to say, didn't really want to say it because she didn't want to put him on blast or whatever, like professional courtesy type of thing. But she was like, well, it is what it is. But it could have been several reasons why. And, like if you're a man, like, it could be mad reasons why you probably don't do it. For a woman, it could be mad reasons why she probably wouldn't do it. I say most of the time, it could have been because you were burnt out sexually from another encounter. You just wasn't in the mood, you wasn't into it. It wasn't really turning you on or whatever. It could have been mad stuff. But it's stuff that they could do, to get themselves there. Plus, when you older, it could be some issues down there.
And the stuff that they could do is crazy, and I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not a doctor, but it sounds crazy. Like, oh, you can get something to make you stand up, but that don't make you finish. And then you gotta take something else for that if you do want to, or they can make it look like you finished, do a fake chop like you finished or whatever. But that about they was like the thing a lot of porn stars use it to stay up, but they could burn out their penis from overdoing that. So it's like, why would you want to? I don't know. They all weird.
I mean, you performing like that's their job. So it's different when it's your livelihood. If it's something that you just doing just like casually or whatever, I can understand that it's not really that serious. But if it is something that's that serious,
but you want to be able to use it casually or for your person that you with. If you got
maybe
someone,
they look at it as just a business tool. It's more than that. Maybe that's how they look at it in simpler terms. Just because, like, when people really value whatever they're doing and they make a substantial amount of money from it, or it's like this the best thing that they're good at, they will make certain sacrifices just to do it. And it's not all people. I don't use the word all, but I could say most, because a person that's really invested in what they're doing, they may make those sacrifices. A lot of people don't know what that's like because they don't really have something that they're that passionate about to invest that much effort into.
Being a corn star, I'll tell you that. But it's their life.
I'm sure that's opinion. I would say I don't necessarily agree with it, but it's been there for a millennia. It's not okay to me because if you wouldn't do it, then you feel the same way.
I didn't say that they should stop, that there shouldn't be corn or whatever, but I'm saying it's stupid too. No, I didn't.
That is what
you said. Some people
shouldn't do corn. That's what you said.
No, I didn't. You said
you literally just said that. Don't say you just said anything. You just said that.
You said people do such and such. They put their whole life into this. And I said for porn, I didn't say that they shouldn't do porn. I said for porn, they shouldn't put their whole life into it. That's what I was saying.
You can add that.
Like, no, that's what I said. Because that was after you said. It is what I said.
On the thing.
I said not for corn, they shouldn't put their whole life into it because it was after you. I didn't say they shouldn't do it at all. I said it shouldn't be your whole life. That's sad. if your whole life, everything that matters to you more than anything is being a porn star. That's what I said. I didn't say that they shouldn't do it at all. They could do what they want. But if that's your whole life and that's all you're worth, that's all that matters to you, that's ridiculous.
Well,
and I would think that you feel the same. You're not a porn star. I don't think you want to be a porn star.
What I said. I just said,
unless you have a secret
in my
desire.
personal opinion, it's just an opinion. It doesn't really hold any weight. From my opinion, from my personal self, yeah, I wouldn't do it. But like I said, this is something that's been going on for a millennium, longer than our great grandparents.
I never said they should stop. I'm saying my opinion about
right or wrong or have any moral standpoint. But I'm not.
Of course, we're not talking about morals. You obviously don't have none if you're a porn star.
Because it's not for me to judge. So
that's what we're doing. This whole conversation.
My thing about
an opinion is a judgment, whether it's good or bad.
Well, I'm saying it doesn't hold. To me, an opinion doesn't hold shit.
Yeah, but it's an opinion. It is a judgment. That's a judgment. You're judging whether you agree with it or not. That's a judgment.
That whenever you do something, you want to always think of practicality and longevity in it. I would assume that if you're good at it, you want to make sure that you're as healthy as possible.
It's porn. All you gotta do is fuck.
You want to be. I'm trying to be objective. Like, so
it's just hilarious to me the way they talk. Even when you were like, I was listening a little bit to the video when you were playing it, like they're talking about it like it's like being the president or something. No, it's not. I don't like it. I watch porn, so I'm not saying I don't like it. So they're describing it as if it's bigger than what it is. Like it's this. You should be esteemed, like, it's an amazing career to be in. Like, it's a free porn star. You're fucking. People are watching you have sex. Smex. That's not like that. I mean, yeah, people watch it or whatever, but like it shouldn't be. It's not like going to get a college degree or having a job that doesn't.
Are we saying that though?
I'm saying because the way they speaking about it, like in that interview, and even like they like it's some high esteem thing, like professional, you're fucking.
Shouldn't they have pride in what they do?
No, not if it's a porn star. Okay. You should be ashamed that you're a porn star.
Yeah. Well, okay.
If you're a sex worker, you should be ashamed. And you wouldn't want your child to do that. I would hope so. You would, but why wouldn't you want them to do it? Because that's shameful.
That's a different conversation.
Is that the reason why?
If we're gonna have that conversation, let's finish this one first.
Why wouldn't you do it yourself?
Can we finish this one first?
We already finished it.
Well, when we going into that, it doesn't fit.
I don't know why you're saying it like. If you normally when someone doesn't want to partake in something themselves, then it's because they have a negative connotation to where there's a reason why you wouldn't want your daughter to go be a stripper. You would prefer it. I mean, she's a grown woman. If she does that, you can't stop her. But I'm sure you would prefer if she didn't. And you don't want to be a porn star yourself, to my knowledge. So there's a reason why you don't want to do it. So I don't think that we should make it seem like it's this grand thing. Just because we watch it, we wouldn't want to be in their shoes. Most people don't want everybody to see them naked on screen for millions of viewers just for some money. I don't care how much it is. And some of them don't even make that much, enough for it to even be worth it. But I don't think no amount of money is worth for the whole world to see you screwing someone. Like that's crazy. Like whether I watch it or not, or whoever watches it, I would never want to be a public figure in that field. Because it's shameful. I don't want nobody. I don't even like when people look at me, period. I don't like attention in general, fully clothed attention. So I wouldn't no. Like it's a shameful job. Like you should be ashamed because do you have any worth about yourself that you want everyone to see you? I mean, I guess for men it's different, but it's still crazy. Like that's another level. Like we don't think about like men, whatever, because they be cheating all the time and that's what they do and that's accepted or whatever. Even if women don't admit it, some women get cheated on and they still deal with it, but they'll tell everybody else that, oh, it couldn't be me, but it be them or whatever about a lot of things, even abuse. They'll be like, oh, he wouldn't be going upside my head and he'd be knocking you between the washing machine and dryer. So people be lying in their private life about what goes on in their private life and to the public or whatever. But I mean, I think we can agree that
Not with
that's a
these
shameful.
people. They don't be ashamed.
But I think you should, because where do you
see,
draw
that's
the
again, you said
line?
it again.
I think you should be ashamed. I think.
Right. All right. So staying there, cause I wanna close with this, cause before we move into another thing to expound on this. So and this is just because I don't want to make it about me. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't.
Yeah, but we talking about it. So
no, we could talk about it, but
so what
to make a point?
If
I don't want to make a point based on how I feel, because that's not moving anything. What I want to understand is
that's what we do. We talk about. No,
we can have the discussion, but I want to stay in one place at one time. So all right, so they do this, right? She wants the best content for what she does. She could be a movie star. She could be a doctor. She could be a cop. She could be a teacher. She could be anything. What I'm saying is that when you're doing something, a profession, and I'm just saying this regarding professions, you're doing this as a profession, you're probably going to make certain sacrifices to be the best that you can be at it. So that's all I'm saying. And whether it's something that we like to uplift or not, if it's something that's legal that they do and they make money for it and they have pride in it, I don't think there's anything wrong with having pride in what you do. My thing is that for this particular profession, there's a lot of dirty areas of it that we probably look at and like, oh man, these people are the scum of the earth. You know what I mean? Because that's how people will look at it, because it's what they do. So they have laws to protect their particular industry because of the naysayers, but they deserve just as many rights as anyone else. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it has a spot in society that it fulfills, because for the women that don't put out and the dudes that can't get it any other way, they have ex workers. You know what I mean? So those individuals that want to pay for it, they can. Those individuals that want to buy it on streaming platforms, they can. I feel like when we get on the line with like what people should and shouldn't do that's legal, we start to go backwards as far as taking freedoms from people. Because I know that a lot of people don't agree with certain things, and a lot of people do agree with certain things, such as marijuana. There's a lot of older people that don't agree with it. So a lot of older people don't agree with it. They would just take it away from everybody, and nobody else would be able to enjoy fair use of it. And I don't think that that's fair, because who the fuck are they? If you don't like it, then you don't like it. Stay in your fucking corner. You know what I mean? And I'm not defending pornography, but I'm just being objective, because there's other things that people in society don't necessarily like firearms. People in society really feel very strongly about the use of firearms, because they don't think that people should have them, because there's some people that are irresponsible with firearms that'll use them, you know what I mean, against the wrong people, or use them unlawfully. You know what I mean? So if you're making pornographic material with minors, then definitely, I'm going to shun that. I'm going to get shouldn't. I'm going to say, yo, they shouldn't be doing that. But if there's two consenting adults that, they're well in their adult years of life, even we can even go as far as saying 25 and older. It doesn't matter what the age is if they're an adult, but they're consenting adults that are doing this type of, material for the public. People that want to watch it, people that don't want to watch it are going to continue to have picket signs saying, no, cancel porn, because that's where that goes. For people saying that they shouldn't do it, it's going to be people that's going to be there that's going to be fighting to stop it. Not to say oh, it shouldn't be accepted, women shouldn't do it because nobody should want to show their body, it's going to be stopped. Not even for the people that like it. Like you said, you have the narrative that it's distasteful, it's crass or whatever. I'm saying it has its place, but when we get into relationships, yeah, relationship wise, there's people that probably don't want to date those type of people. Okay, I get it, because you don't want the person that you're intimate with being all over the world and in different highlights with that negativity. Be subjected to that world because you don't want the scrutiny that comes with that to be labeled on your child. So I get those things, and I would agree with that. Yes, personally, yes, that's how I feel. But should that mean it shouldn't exist, or should that mean that these people should be shamed for having this profession as a consenting adult? I don't agree with that part, and I learned my plane there.
I don't think that you should. I don't like. I don't think that people should be. I don't think nobody should be mistreated for that. But I'm just stating my opinion, and I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it shouldn't be a career. It should be like if you do that, if you fall on hard times, like stripper. Like some people do that. If you're gonna do that, to pay to go to college, but you should go to college.
That's gonna mute the game.
Hello. Yeah, we record. Can you get something to drink? Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not saying that
Yeah, little.
I'm not saying that it's the greatest thing to do on earth.
We record and we live.
It's a commendable career or anything like that. I don't think so at all. What I do think though is that it's just something that some people do, and there's some people that feel so strongly about it. Some people that feel so strongly about it that they believe that it earns its place in society among any other career path that people might take. I'm not a person that does it, but I just understand that I know there's people that are involved in that life, and that's just their bread and butter. They don't see it the way that people look at it. Just like when I was in the military as a soldier, I know that there's so many people that don't understand the way a soldier might look at things. I look at things a little bit different than some people will look at it. But I always try to tell people, like, you have to be in the military to really understand. Being in the military is different. You know what I mean? It's not like the freedoms that people take for granted normally. We have to put our life on the line. We have to make judgment calls that a lot of people probably wouldn't have to make in their personal life. Um, we have to be courageous. We have to be brave. We have to have integrity. Do what's right. When people not looking. A lot of times we have to be leaders. We have to have a leadership mindset. So there's certain things that we have to do despite what some of your freedoms and privileges are as a normal person. The way we move is a little bit different. So I know a lot of people probably don't like the idea of, when you're a military person and you doing certain things and they don't agree with the way you move and your lifestyle and stuff like that. But I feel like a corn star is not necessarily a terrible person just because, they do what they do. They put their body out there or whatever. They're not necessarily a terrible person. They're a person that's doing a job if they look at it as a job. If they doing it and they really their heart is in what they doing and all of that, and they really care about what they doing, they want to be the best at what they do, and it's different. It's competitive as any other career field. But we just look down on it because, a lot of people, normal people, again, civilians, you're not gonna understand porn star life because you don't move that way. They move a way that you've never moved before. So you can't begin to understand the mentality, the microcosm, the way that their mind is operating on that level because you've never put yourself in that mind state. But if you live their life, you can understand it different. And I'm glad that a lot of people in normal society don't wanna do that. Don't wanna live that way. Because it's messy. You know what I mean? To be in a relationship with somebody that's not like that and that's what you do is kind of crazy because that person has to accept that this is what you like to do in life. Basically, you making them accept it because I'm sure it's not their first choice. You know what I mean, to mess with you and this is how you move. I'm sure that's not their first choice, but that's just how it is. Like that's what they have to accept with that type of lifestyle.
Yeah, they met you like that already, then they shouldn't try. Like I said, stop trying to change people. You can't. You want to control your behavior. You want to control how you react to things, what your career is, whatever. Like you can't try to put down other people. So if you met someone and they're doing something and you don't like it, then you shouldn't probably be with that person if you don't like the career path that you chose.
So yeah, so this dude, he decides to have a boxing match with the guy, and it was friendly. It wasn't like they made it seem like it was, but it wasn't like no angry fight or anything like that. It was supposed to be a exhibition match, boxing match, and Jason Luv was supposed to go against Adam22, and the match was about 43 or 47 seconds or something like that. The first round. Um, Adam didn't throw one punch. He just got pummeled there.
Whack was going in on him on Clubhouse.
Yeah, it was funny. Cause why would you do it? Like I'm sure like he must have did it for Brad. Cause to be honest, I think there's no reason to humiliate yourself further.
You're right.
You already humiliated yourself twice, yo. Like, why do that? You know, like that's crazy to me. And the ring person said at the end, he said to Lena, he said, so how does this make you feel about your husband? Do you still respect him? Do you respect him less or do you respect him more because he did this? And she said, I respect him more. That was a good answer. It was full of shit.
All right.
Yeah, she won it. 43 seconds, at least make it to the second round. Yeah, he didn't get back up. He was like, nah, that's enough. He hits hard. He hit too hard. He really is as strong as he looks. That's what he said at the end of the fight. He really is as strong as he looks. Y'all going to the store? Can you ask him to give me a ginger ale? Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. Yeah, we did. Speaking of relationships, Cenat, his ex, finally speaks out. Um, she crazy because her mother.
Okay.
Her mother was about to ruin their relationship in the beginning, and I felt like her mother shouldn't have said nothing. She shouldn't have opened her mouth and said nothing, yo. Like, for real. Her mother should not have said nothing. Her mother, made me upset because her mother was like, you know what, Kai? You really dating me like dating my daughter. And at that point I was like, damn, Kai, don't fall for the bait. And I was like hoping, I was like, man, I hope this girl not listening to her mother, because her mother gonna sabotage her whole relationship. And what ended up happening? Her relationship got sabotaged. It wasn't Kai Cenat's fault that her relationship got sabotaged. It was her fault. And she was talking to another dude. They found out her her well, Kai Cenat's publicist, or not publicist, his assistant actually came out with some information and told him that she was talking to some other dude. But here's the funny thing about it. The dude that she was talking to, this is what makes it crazy. The dude that she was talking to wasn't NBA YoungBoy, supposedly. The dude she was talking to was Lil Baby's homeboy or something. DJ Academic said his weed roller. So some random dude that's like a friend of Lil Baby, not even Lil Baby himself, but Lil Baby's associate or people. That's crazy. Like, you fucking around with the hell? You got a bag. You got somebody that's like, he's the bag, right? You messing with somebody that's making over 100 million, and you cheat on somebody that's making over 100 million with somebody that is making almost nothing, and then you play it off like you think I'm not used to getting good stuff, and I've been getting stuff like this before I met you, and I'm gonna keep on getting stuff like this after dealing with you and all this, like saying stuff like that. That doesn't help your situation. And then if they come out with you was messing with a rapper help, and you in a good relationship with a dude that's holding you down. Now, if he out there smashing other chicks, what I would recommend is just leaving the relationship. Don't do tit for tat. Same thing with fellas. If your woman cheat on you, I would just advise you leaving the relationship. Don't go tit for tat. It's no point in, oh, she cheated on me, I'm about to cheat on her. Like, that's, to me, it's corny if that's why you cheating. Because honestly, I'll be honest with you, when I was younger, I wasn't cheating on some oh, let me cheat because she broke my heart. No, nigga, I'm cheating because this chick fired, like, you know what I mean? Or I'm cheating because damn, she ain't gonna find out. That's what it used to be back in the day. You had your main, you had the girl that you was really fucking with, and then it was a chick that came around that you was like, I bet I'm about to slay this, but I'm only gonna slay this because my chick out of town for 2 weeks, or I'm slaying this because I'm gonna be out of town for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Whatever. Like, but you're not thinking about running off with this joint. And sorry, ladies, that's how it used to be back in the day. Like, dudes are really just like, I'm messing with this chick, and then I'm gonna bounce. Like, I'm not staying with this shorty, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm good on her after tonight, I'm good. But love, people ain't thinking. People ain't thinking like that. People thinking like, oh, well, that's what she get. Y'all ladies that's saying stuff like, or that's what he get, or something like that. Ladies that be saying stuff like that, they don't be looking at it for the big picture. If you dealing with a dude that's really able to change your life, and he slip up because he knows how much potential he has. He knows how successful he is. So he understands that him stepping out and, you know, dealing with another woman, he don't want to leave with that woman because that woman don't know everything about him. That woman is not, she don't hold the cards. That woman is not as important to his plan, how essential to his plan that his woman is. His woman is everything. She give me the right thing in my mind to make me feel, you know what I mean, to make me feel good about what I'm doing. She motivates me to continue to be better. She motivates me to push myself. So if she motivated me to push myself, I don't need another joint to motivate me to push myself. But this other joint might got a big ass. This other joint might have big titties. This other joint might, you know what I mean? She might be a freak. This other joint might you know what to do to do something, whatever. But you may not be attracted to her in the way that you're attracted to your main joint. If you rich and you step out and the woman that you with decide that she want to leave, it should be understandable. It should be all right, boom, she want to know. If she's not the chick and she want to leave, it don't matter. But if she the chick and she want to leave, it make you feel some type of way. But I'll be honest with you, when a woman cheat, a whole nigga world crash down. It's not like when a woman do it. I mean, when a man do it to a woman, because a woman can try to forgive because the man is like really saying that he'll do all of this for you, he'll die for you, he'll do whatever. Whether it's true or not, those are things that he signed up for. The woman didn't necessarily sign up to die for a dude. She might do it, but she didn't necessarily sign up to die for a dude. So you gotta understand that. Now, here's the breakdown of why it's important to understand that if you cheat on somebody, you'll grimy no matter what gender you are. Because you've decided that I'm going to keep a secret from the person that I swore I'm not going to keep any secrets from. That's what cheating is. So you're going to lie to this person for the rest of your relationship. That's the hard part. That's what you had to accept. When you're a young dude, you don't really feel like you have a devotion like that to a chick like that. So you probably, let it go. It's beautiful when you do have a devotion to a chick like that. You young, you do get that. Hold on to it. But normally you don't. Normally you in and out of them, you all over the place. But when you get to a point you decide you want to marry a woman, you can't be out here entertaining chicks when you're in a marriage. Like, that's just stupid. What's the point of you getting married to somebody if you still gonna move that way? You know what I mean? You married. That's a whole different ball game. If you dating somebody, you can say whatever. But if you married, you risking shit. You know what I mean? You making a big risk because you could risk all the shit that plays against you if you do manage to fuck it up like that. So marriage, make sure that it's somebody that you want to have sex with all the time, or at least somebody that you don't mind looking at all the time. Somebody that you have a problem with looking at like that, that's different. You know what I mean? You gonna really feel like, yeah.
No, I'm trying to say nobody
Shouldn't go to work.
It's not cold. Probably on the shelf.
It's hard to hold the finger. Sorry, I just had to swig some Schweppes. But anyway, yeah. Nobody want to do no cheating shit, but don't be going tit for tat. Like, if you cheat, then you know what I'm saying, that's the person that find out if you admit to him and you say you're not gonna do it again. that don't mean that they supposed to go cheat. Y'all gotta cut that out. It ain't no tit for tat when you cheat on somebody. Like that's not what it is. But how's everybody weekend, man? You know what I mean? Like it's been an interesting weekend for me. Some of y'all got snow, some of y'all don't, you know. She wanted that G-Wagon so she could beat this weather. She wanted the G-Wagon so she could beat this weather. You know what I mean? So did you get out?
No, Melvin came back in the house to get some gloves.
To get some what?
Gloves. They got shovels.
Yeah, after,
That's what he told Melvin to get in. He going to push.
you know, in 15 minutes, I guess I'll go up and try to help. I don't want to leave our peoples. One of my friends had her 40th birthday party this weekend. It was straight. Yo, so the question is, they always say this, like it's funny when people say this to me. You look the same. You look the same as when I knew you before. You don't look no different.
People have said that to me too, that I've seen that I went to school with or something. And I'm like, I don't be believing them.
I mean, I don't know.
You might recognize
like,
me, but I don't think
yeah, because if your face is still recognizable, I guess that might constitute why they might say you ain't changed a bit. Because there probably would be some significant changes, but maybe your attitude, your personality, the way you look, expressions, those things are still memorable to them. So to them, in a sense, they remember you just like they remember you before. So when they're looking at you, what they're saying is true because of how they look at you, but not necessarily true because of how you feel.
I had went to the store and I seen somebody that I went to elementary and middle school with, and they were like, Erica, and my last name, and then and I was like, yeah. And it was like a movie or something. It sounded funny the way he said it, because why are you saying my whole name?
Right.
Like, like I'm a, like, Erica, da-da-da-da. Like, yeah, it's me. How you been? Okay. And it's funny because I mean I know that we didn't have any problem, but the way that they acted was like we were best friends or something. And it's like we know each other, but it was like it was just dramatic to me. Like I don't know. I mean I was mad. I said hi. I remember them too, but because that school that I went to was from kindergarten to the 8th grade, so a lot of there were some people that went from, and I graduated from there. So there were some people that were there from kindergarten too. So that is a long time. But, like, somebody said she was 5. Like, but kindergarten is 5. In first grade, like 7. Like to the 8th grade, that's like 13. But some people started there in middle school. But I've seen people over the years, and they do be saying that. But and they say look the same, though they're not talking about, because we ain't have a conversation long enough for them to know my behavior or if I still.
Well, yeah, yes, yes, you can, because people talk a certain way, or their communication with people is a
But I
certain
was
type of
young
way.
then, so it wouldn't be. I think there's
The way that even if you were young, the way that you were with your friends was way more authentic than the way you probably were with your teachers and stuff. So it might be the same thing, but we gotta say that we learned from an OG, because they always say black don't crack, right?
Yeah, when I even
so we got another saying with that. So OG was talking to us. I guess we were drinking with some OGs, and he was like, shit, unless you on crack. So it's like black don't crack unless you on crack.
Yeah, someone said that too on a post. But yeah, hilarious. that be happening too. When I go to a liquor store that I've never been to, or go to get a wrap from a store that, or the person, they don't recognize me from that side of town, or they never seen me before, they'll ask for my ID, or they'll be like, "How old are you?" And I'm like, first of all, you're not supposed to just be like, "How old are you?" That's number one. You're supposed to ask for ID if you think I'm underage, but I'm well over the legal limit. So I wish I was that young again. But thank you, though. I guess that's a compliment if you really think I look that young. But I think I look younger, but under 18 is a stretch. Or under 21. I don't think I look that young. But it feels good, though. When you be like, "How old are you?"
They trick them when they be like, "What year was you born?" See how quick they answer. Let me see your ID.
That's what you're supposed to do, like, because I could say whatever.
Because if you say what year you were born and you already know to say 1973, then, and I'm like, damn. The fuck? What the fuck you drink?
You might be good at math.
You drinking from the fountain of youth?
Well, what'd you say about the girl in time?
Yeah, so she was saying how before she broke up with him, he had went to this thing called Mafia Thon. And it was like something for like the people that's like online. They he might be struggling if the snow stops. Yeah, she was basically saying when he came back from that, he just had a different perspective on things. He didn't want to stream anymore, and he wanted to pursue clothing and all these other different things. And you know, they went to Italy and she spent like 2 weeks. No, she spent a week with him going over all of his drawings and stayed up late at night while he was going over because he was so excited about it or whatever. She said they had a really good experience. Then she was talking about how his friends had tried to smash whatever, and you know, these are the people that you rock with or whatever, and you trust, but they against you too, like, you feel me? And I'm like, it sounds like some manipulative shit because when you in a relationship with somebody that's like that, like, you know, he got to do this, he got to do shows, he got to do whatever. You need to have an understanding of something. If you're a brat, because what she sounds like, she's a brat. If you a brat, then it's difficult for you to.
She said thank you. She said thank you.
If you're a brat, then it's difficult for you to have a good relationship with somebody when that person feels like you're using them and they recognize it. Because some people won't recognize it. You might be using somebody and they don't know that you're using them. They just like fuck it. Cause they love you so much, they care about you so much, so they're like oblivious to all the red flags and shit. Like, it's not a red flag. It's just, oh, she just cranky after she didn't get her nap or some shit. Like, they make stupid excuses. Like, fuck that cranky shit. You're not cussing me out because of some bullshit. Because you ain't getting no sleep. Go to fucking sleep. You got time. Go ahead and do it. But it's interesting to think. Sometimes you outgrow people too. So it could be that. It's a multitude of things that it could be. But definitely outgrowing people is one. And he really liked this girl. Like, I could tell that he liked her. You know what I mean? Like, look how goofy he look in that picture. She's sitting there like she's just like not amused. I mean, floor seats, wherever the fuck, whatever they at. I guess a basketball game, I'm assuming. Floor seats. You know what I mean? And he's like so excited. Like, it must have been something crazy that happened. And she just like, yeah, she just like unbothered. Like, that's not really what you want in a relationship. Like, you don't want that. Yeah, man. Fucking snowing. Yo, wherever you live at, yo, like, tell me if y'all getting snow in the chat. Like, if you getting snow, tell me where y'all at and tell me how much snow y'all getting. Look at this nigga, man. This nigga looks so happy, yo. He looks so, oh my God, I'm with my baby at the game. Hey, you having a good time? She ain't even having a good time. She having a, she having a, she having an Anton. She got out the house. And that's another thing. Like, imagine a dude going all out of his way to give you something that few women can get from people. And her attitude towards it is, nah, she not happy to be there, none of that. She just there. She's just a fly on the wall. I don't even like, and I ain't even hating. Like, I don't even think she was all that. To be honest, I think she's straight. She like, she like one of them sevens. Yo, I got a question because I was having a discussion. Um, if you in a relationship with somebody and they have a child, do you have to be there with that child if you told them you didn't want to have a child with them, but they still decided to have the child because you don't have no control over that? Do they have to be with that child? Like, and not even because I want to hear how you feel about it, like your opinion, and I want to hear what do you think, pretty much, which one do you think it is, and if it's the same one.
So I think, well, it's a fact that up until the point of conception, you both decide. Like, so often people say one thing and then you do the opposite. If you don't want kids, then it's both of your responsibility. Or don't want kids with some childhood if it came down to that. If you can't control yourself, you just have to be unprotected, then only sleep with people that you wouldn't mind fathering a child with. Um, and people don't do that. They say, "Oh, I don't want no kid," or they don't say that. They don't have a conversation. It just happens, and then they expect whatever. Like, oh, now they don't want. But once the person is pregnant, and then now you have a child in this world, and she decides now if he says he doesn't want to, I feel like it's stupid for the woman to keep the child because he has the option of just not doing anything. I don't think it's right because that's your child. Even though you say you didn't want it, now the child is here. And now it's not about you or the woman. It's about the kid. That's the most important thing. And we know the statistics on single parent households and things like that. So although I think it's a bad judgment call, he says if he does tell you this in the beginning and you have that conversation, most people don't. Most people just fuck and then it happens, and then now you got to figure out what to do in the moment. It was never a conversation. But if he told you that beforehand, then you're stupid if you decide to do that, hopefully he's not a total asshole. He might not be with you, but he'll still, that's his child, because some people are not. The same person, he might not be with you and they'll stand on that, but they're gonna take care of their child because even though they didn't want it, they can't be, they don't think that's right in their mind because they created this even though that wasn't the choice or whatever. So they're gonna help out and be a part of the child's life or whatever. And then it's like, why would you want that for yourself? If you still want to deal with this person or whatever, that's going to be another issue. Because now it's going to be like, oh, don't bring that bitch around my kid or whatever, or don't be bringing no women, period, around my kid that you're not related to, and just like that. Then you got to worry about that. Now he wants to see the kid, and you telling him that he can't because he brought you around the new girlfriend, or you wasn't even his girlfriend, y'all was just fucking, but he found somebody else, and he actually with somebody, and you know, so and now you're mad about that. So it just creates a whole list of issues. But I think once the child is here, or once the decision has been made that I'm having this child, even if he told you not to, then the child is coming. I think I just like, how could you just completely not care at all and be like, okay, I'm not gonna take care of it. Cause I feel like that's just being stubborn. Like you're just like, well, fuck it, I told this bitch I didn't want no kids, so you just gonna act like you don't got one. Like I think, and it's more about teaching her a lesson than doing what you know is right. And I think that the fact that you could just not care at all, because there are men that want to be in their kids' life and women are not letting them. And there's some men that they wouldn't do that, even if they, but the fact that you could just be like, okay, I understand you told her not to have it, but she's having it now. So you just going to not take care of your kid at all. I think that's kind of fucked up. It's fucked up that she did it anyway, but you came at her knowing that she didn't want to do it. So there's accountability that needs to be taken on both sides. But ultimately, for the woman, she ends up hurting more. And usually, if he is one of those guys that's like, I don't care, I didn't want it, so I'm not going to be around, then now you stuck raising a child by yourself, and the brunt of everything falls on you because he has the option to just walk away. Yeah, you could take him to court and all that, but that ain't really being there because he's sending you child support if he even could afford to give you some, whatever his financial situation is, but that's not the same as the present. Like, yeah, that helps you out financially to take care of them, but now you got to have that conversation with your kid about why, who's my daddy, or why my daddy doesn't want me, or whatever. Like, why would you got to have forethought. You got to have forethought and realize, do you want to, or ask yourself, do you want to put your kid in that situation to feel unwanted? Because that's what they're going to feel. Like, they're going to think they did something wrong that they father not around. That's what kids think every time. When the time when the parents happen, if they work together, they broke up, they think it's their fault sometimes because they don't understand. So you really want to put your kid through that? It's not about you no more. And that's the problem when people do that as being selfish. Both people should want a kid if you decide to have a kid. Like, it shouldn't be, oh, one person wants it and then the other one don't, or you're doing it just because the other person wants you to. That, because people do that too. Some people have kids just because they might be with the person, they might marry. Some people, there are people that just don't want children. They might be in a long-term relationship or whatever, but they just, for whatever reason, they're adamant that they don't want children. And then one could talk them into it or whatever, but deep down they never really wanted them. And that, I don't think that you should do that either. So you should enforce. That's a decision that you should really want to do it, I think, if you're going to go down that road. But unfortunately, we know that that's not the case most of the time. Men and women have kids with people just to, because they have plans for that person. They might want them to stick around. Women and men do that. So be like, oh, I can go for the nigga. Be like, oh, I could. They think, they have the mindset like, oh, I can go back and fuck her whenever I want because then she got my kid. Even if I go be with somebody else, like I can always come back over here because that's my baby mom or whatever. And then sometimes it do be like that. And then some people can't stand each other. But it's you should be having a kid for the right reasons, not to spite somebody else, not to keep somebody around, not for a check. Because some people do that too. I know somebody that did that. Well, at least that's what she said to me. She said, when I found out, I used to work with her. She said, when I found out that you can get paid or you get more money or your taxes or something. I don't know. I have a kid, like, and she really had a kid. And she said, I don't know if she had more than one, but and that was a long time ago. I hadn't seen her in a while, but that was what she said basically that she had a kid for the financial benefits, and I've heard other people say that too. So that's why I said not for it should be because you want to have a kid because you're gonna pour into that kid and love them and raise them right and teach them all the positive things that they need to know, the negative things that they need to be on the lookout for in case they encounter them, and like try to be a good parent. Like if you're doing it for any other reason than to do that, then you should. If you're gonna have a kid just to give them up for adoption, when studies show statistics, they show how many people have been unalived and abused that end up in the system. So if you don't want a kid, then don't have one. Why are you gonna have them just to give it to somebody else and you don't know who you're giving it to, and they might not have a good life or a long life. So like, just don't have. A lot of people be having kids that don't need them. People be having kids. They have multiple children getting taken away. Why you keep having them and you can't? Something is going on because they keep taking them. Like and I think when people do that, that's in a. I think there are some women that, and I don't know what's the reason why. There's some psychological issue of they love that stage of a kid when they're little like that and they cling to you and they get, because I think they have like they don't feel loved or something. So with kids little like that, they love you, they cry for you, but they're spoiled kids. Some kids go to other people, but you know those kids that if you take them away from their parent, then they be crying all day. They don't want to be. They don't want nobody to hold them. They be holding on to their mommy leg and stuff like that. They sleep in the bed with them or whatever till they 5, and or some people older than that or whatever. They love that feeling because whatever they didn't get it when they were supposed to. So then they keep having, because then it's like the behavior changes as they begin to get older and develop their own personality, and they're not as clingy anymore, and they become more curious about the rest of the world, and they don't want to be up under the mom no more. Now, now you're about to have another one, or you start treating them different because that cute stage wore off, and you realize you don't really want no kid. You just want love. You shouldn't. That's a problem too, and I think a lot of women be doing that. So just don't. If both of you don't want a kid and it needs to be vocalized, and this is a conversation you should have if you're gonna be intimate with somebody in that way. People are not doing it, obviously, but you should talk about if I were to get pregnant, what are we gonna do? Are you? Some people might be like, I don't want to be in a relationship, but I'm gonna take care of my. Some people might actually say that, like because they think they'll be like, I'm not just gonna be with you just for a kid, but I'm gonna take care of my kid. But like, but you're gonna do it raw though. That makes a lot of sense. Like, if you're okay with just having a kid, because that's basically what you're saying. You're okay with just having a kid without a commitment. You don't care. You're just gonna. That's the way to go. Like, you're purposely doing that. Like, but whatever. Or some. But like I said, you need to have the conversation beforehand. What are our options? What are you gonna do? Do I even like you like that? What people don't even they don't even know who these people are. You meet someone in less than 24 hours, they busting it open. You don't even do you even know their name? Like, this is crazy. Like, and then we're not gonna talk about deleting the children, before they come. You why are you That's not birth control. Like, using it as a form of birth control is the R word. It's stupid because that's not what it was intended for. It's intended for if there's an emergency, if it's your life or something like that, that's understandable. If you were raped or it was an incestuous situation or something like that, then okay. But if you keep on having unprotected sex with people and then you keep on, because this is what some people do this. Like, they just do it over and over and over and over. And it's like, what's wrong with you? Something is wrong with you for you to be okay with that experience over and over and over and over. And I don't know there's different ways that you can get it done or whatever, but either one is not a great experience. So for a woman, because they're the ones that have to go through that, I don't know why you would want to go through that repeatedly. You should learn your lesson if you ever had to experience that, and it was by choice to not put yourself in that predicament again. But and if you don't feel nothing from that, if you don't feel like violated, because the whole experience, depending on how you get it done, is crazy. If you don't feel nothing and that doesn't bother you, and you're okay with just repeatedly doing that over and over, then I think there's something going on that's not hasn't been talked about. There's something mentally where you're like disconnected from, like, because it's like, you know I just think protect yourself. That's it. If you don't want no kids, if you wanna be wild and free, just protect yourself. What's so hard about that? I don't understand. I don't necessarily agree with birth control either, because studies have shown that it's just like the food that they give us is toxic. It can cause problems later on, and as far as like you can have fertility issues, or um, also it can create other issues like other illnesses. And there have been studies to show that this had happened. People have gotten cancer and things like that. You get the implant, it has moved throughout their body, or you got infection. I actually know someone that happened to. Like, I don't know if they got an infection, but it moved. They had an implant, it moved to another part of their body, and it's not supposed to move, and that's dangerous. So I think just use protection. I know it probably is not you want to be, but those are the consequences that come with it. So you need to take care of your responsibility. If you want to feel the wetness without a barrier, then those are the consequences possibly of that happening. So you made your bed, now lay in it. Don't try to walk away now, because your actions should match what you say. And if you don't want that, then don't put yourself in a position for that to happen. Hello, are you?
I was thinking of a skit.
What skit?
There's a skit with these two little boys. One got this like Nike headband on his head. He a little healthy boy, heavy set. And another boy, skinny boy with a white shirt. And he had his bike laying on the grass. And the other boy, he kicked his bike. So then the boy got off his bike and they looked like they was about to fight.
The little chunky boy?
Yeah. And he said, yo, he can't even heat up a sandwich. He tried to put a sandwich.
Yeah, they just saying stupid shit that
in the
don't make no
microwave.
sense.
And almost
Mad random.
caught his house on fire. Why didn't he just eat it cold? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
He just made that.
I want to
up.
recreate that skit. So I came across a video. Actually, you sent it to me, and one of our family members sent it to me as well.
What?
It was about a Connecticut artist saying that Connecticut artists don't support Connecticut artists. So I wanted to play this clip for everybody.
You never had no professional rapper yet.
Started from the top.
Y'all love it. Y'all support the whole shit heavy.
They on SO's podcast. I forgot what's the name.
Why hasn't any professional rappers come out of Connecticut yet?
Connecticut ain't never had no professional rapper yet. Y'all love it. Y'all support the whole.
I don't know why I keep.
That's always my question. Connecticut ain't never had no professional rapper yet. Y'all love it. Y'all support the whole shit heavy. It's really being our own way. It's like grabbing a barrel inside. We mean being your own way with style. Like, so they don't want nobody to get out first. Like, they want to be the first one to get out. So they ain't willing to help, and then other people, they have that small mind mentality. They think Waterbury or wherever. Well, I'm from Waterbury, Connecticut. Who's still? Ron Stu's from Connecticut. He's just senior vice president of Warner Brothers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got people that move around, but I feel like that. I'm not gonna say that they don't go back, but I know for a fact that the people that are artists in Connecticut do not understand the business side of the artistry, and I'm guilty myself. That's why I'm trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get on motherfuckers. I got the talent, but never lived. Why has nobody come out of Connecticut yet? It's always my.
All right, so how do you feel about that? Because you brought that to my attention. So how do you feel about it?
I think there are artists in Connecticut, but I don't think there's not a lot of really popular artists that are known worldwide from Connecticut that are like famous. There are people that are famous for other stuff from Connecticut. Angela Bassett went to Yale, I believe. I don't know if she's from Connecticut. Michael Jai White, the actor, is from Connecticut. He's not really like a A-list celebrity, but people know who he is. He's from Hartford, Bridgeport, I think. Well, somebody other, a couple people went to Yale. A few people that are actors. So there are other famous people that are from Connecticut. And you said Jagged Edge is from Bridgeport. I didn't know that, but yeah. So, but I think, well, he said I don't know because I'm not really in. I mean, I make music, but I just do it. I don't do it for I've never tried to be signed or anything like that, so I don't know what goes on when it comes to like what he said. People are not supportive. I'll say if it's trash, then I won't. If I don't like it, it doesn't mean necessarily because somebody else could think it's good or whatever. But if I don't like it, I'm not just gonna listen to it because I'll listen to it and give it a chance if somebody says me something. But I'm not gonna continue to listen to it if I don't like it.
But
Like
he used the word professional, and I see an artist that I'm familiar with, Dominic Lennon, heard someone from Hartford signed a $15 million record deal in 2018 and dropped a #1 album the same year after dropping 3 mixtapes the year before.
Who is it?
Dom McLennan. Look that up
How did it do?
to confirm that.
That's why we don't know. They didn't do it.
I mean, well, #1 album.
Oh, you said it was #1.
Yeah, I did so.
And what genre?
Someone. So I don't know if it was hip hop or what. I mean, they dropped a mixtape, so.
What's his last name?
This person that put this is DOMMCLENNON.
He was born in '92.
Let me see.
He was founding and active member of American boy band Brockhampton. McLennan has also released multiple singles and projects as a solo artist.
What else? Is that it?
I'm pulling up a video he's on the podcast. Get on High Street.
Someone says in the comments, okay, if it's YouTube, make this be like 1.5.
Yeah, bro, it's the grand opening. Shout out to Jose, putting this all together. Shout out to collaborators for helping sponsor the episode today. Shout out to Micropros out here. Shout out to we got Lace out here. We just do it right. You know what I'm saying? We usually have idea. It's a different kind of home today. You know what I'm saying? It's still just around though, because everyone who runs this place is around like me too. So shout out to that too. So but here we got a special guest, Don McLennan. What's up? How's it going, bro? How you doing, y'all? Good, man. How you feeling? Doing pretty well.
I know.
Just came back from doing a little digging in Haven last night. So still a little bit of DJing, just like hanging out with some homies. Really, really cool scene out there. There's like this one on radio crew that they have like doing these like shows and like it's like
I don't know. That doesn't really. I mean, that's somebody, but I'm saying I wouldn't have heard the music.
I mean,
but yeah, that's somebody. But how many? I'm just saying it's not that many. That's what.
No, but it's just because of his question. Why hasn't any professional rapper? But he's a professional rapper. Another person that commented on it said, "I moved here from Brooklyn, and I clearly see why Connecticut don't thrive. Connecticut has no culture of supporting each other. Everyone wants to be top dog. The people from here say it to me all the time. Waterbury, New Haven, and Bridgeport should be rocking together. But there's too much division within each of those areas I mentioned." That was Jomo DOJ. He wrote that 3 days ago. Sholey is the artist. I think I showed you him. He said he likes him. Me and Ty Henny got one of the hottest shits out and got a buzz all through New England and New York too. If we being real. If y'all acknowledge the work instead of asking all these silly ass questions, niggas might could break. Okay. That kind of confirms the crab in the barrel. Like, He said me and Ty Henny. He could have been like Ty Henny, you know, not to include himself, but it's nothing wrong with the bravado and uh, wanting to champion yourself, you know, because it's hard to get on the top. But answering that question, why hasn't any professional rappers come out? It's not many professional rappers that come out of Connecticut because, like I think I said before, a lot of them don't know how to market. It's all about marketability. So if you market your shit, you get your shit out there. Like people, it's people that I could name that are professional rappers. Professional means they get paid, they get royalties, they are on certain platforms as that particular pseudonym. You know what I mean? When they hear their name, they know who they are, or some people don't, or some people do. Janae Saxon says, I'm from Connecticut. I'm a songwriter that luckily had a break and worked with many major artists. I blame the major radio station, 93.7. They don't give artists radio play. They are a lot. They they are of. I'm sorry. There are a lot of other pieces to it, but I will not post my opinion here.
Where's the reading this from?
This is the comments on the actual post from SO. A lot of comments saying look up this person or look up that person. That's the point of this clip. No one in 2026 should have to go digging to look for rappers, especially in the tri-state area. Connecticut has never had a rapper that made any noise and put Connecticut on their back. Mass have been Zeno, made men. You don't have to go digging to know that. Jersey had their roster, and so does PA. Okay. Chris Webby just put LOL because
He feel away because they don't know.
Right.
Because it's not that everybody will know about them. I feel like
Don Zia spoke out for Webby and a few other people. So here we go. So Chris Webby made a living of his music, like him or not. You gotta respect what he has done. Apathy made a living of his music and still has a strong fan base. Don McGlennon was a part of a major group in the music world. Fuego Bass signed in with Benny as Hart his own lane. Oh, I'm sorry. As his own lane with what he's doing. Living annoyed out here making a living off of his music. Mr. Minnelli living off of his music. Ty Henny and Sholey up now doing their thing. I would call all that professional. I would agree, right? No?
If you made a living off it, but I think they're talking about fame like a Michael Jackson or
Didn't say that.
like they're saying if you go somewhere, a name that almost everyone
Professional
has
though.
heard before.
Because if you use a different word, then I think people would be like, all right, I guess you could say that they're not that level of notoriety that you speak of. But are they professional? What does it mean to be a rapper? Are they a professional rapper? And if the answer is yes, then you gotta wipe that out. They always come for Connecticut, and there's nobody to defend Connecticut. This is exactly what that artist that's up there said. It's just not people supporting each other. Everybody wants to be the best or the first to make it out. So nobody boosts anybody else. Everybody's just saying like it's nobody good, or it's just give them pointers, help them make themselves
Because
better.
some people even know where Connecticut is.
You gotta know where to start. You know, like what you should do with your chorus, what you should do with your bridge, how you should package up your bars, and your punchlines. You know what I mean? What type of delivery you think is good for this particular artist? Are they going to be a better commercial artist? Are they going to be a better lyrical artist, a storyteller? What type of music are we producing? And then when you listen to it, everybody's just trying to copy somebody else. The originality aspect of it, but then you get those few sprinkles of some that are actually doing it, like you said, the Sholeys, the Ty Henneys, the Webbies. Those are artists that people are like, okay, at least they moving. You know what I mean? They doing something. Um, there's names that come to mind because I live here. But then, okay, if you fuck with music, you probably would know local artists, but you only gonna fuck with the people that's popular. And that's by what you were saying. Like, if you're not popular, you're not really fucking with them. But what they trying to say is like, fucking with everybody. New York, they don't fuck with everybody. They fuck with whoever's hot. The thing about New York is everybody's competitive to be what hot is. This is the hot meter. You got to be able to do that. If you can't do that, then you're not hot. So they looking at it from that perspective, and they gotta have their crew. They gotta have their following. They gotta have a deep enough group. New York is like so big. Like they have their group. They have like 20 motherfuckers that's down with them in their little group, and all of the people in their group got people that's down with them. So they got mad people that be at their shows when they have their showcases. So it's nothing for them to get noticed by the right person. Thing about Connecticut is that when we go to these showcases, we don't have a lot of people that's fucking with us when we go because we don't got the money to bring our team out there. If we had the capital to start off with, we'd be able to flood these spots with all our people. Like, oh, y'all come out, y'all giving out free bottles, everybody pull up. We about to have this video. Like, you gotta have really good videos and shit like that. Like, people that have really good videos, they make it because they got good fucking videos. People are making money because they're getting more streams. More people are clicking on their shit. So those are the people that's really gonna pop off. The people that's popping off is the people that knows how to make their shit marketable, bro. That's really what it is. And none of these motherfuckers know how to make their shit so marketable except for the selective few that I just lined out. They've been doing it. So they figured out how to get the motion. Surely learning, I guess. He just learning that shit, but he gotta go under the wing of a Ty Henny to get the motion of marketability, to be able to be acknowledged in this shit without you having to comment on this shit or bring your name up. Somebody else will bring up your name. That's how you get that. Like me reading this shit, like me not seeing my name up there is fine. And I look at it in every way possible. Professional is just doing it. Having credentials, having paperwork, having contracts. That's professional. Having to collect taxes on that shit. That's professional. But if you're not doing that, then yeah. If you're not selling records, yeah. If you're not streaming, then yeah. If you're not on magazines, yeah. If you don't got blogs and vlogs and whatever other odd, you know what I mean, then yeah. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying that artists from Connecticut really, and I've always been saying this, they don't really support their own. You gotta branch out to really make yourself known. And it's untapped. So anybody should be able to just pop off because it's untapped. Then you got Snopra. Well, we forgot about her. Yeah, Snopra. She had a little hit that got some traction. You know what I mean? It was on the radio.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean that some of these things they do count for something, and that's another thing. It's morale. Like everybody got to support everybody. Like, we not gonna get nowhere if we don't fuck with each other. Like, you know. But a lot of people throwing Chris Webby name out there. Chris Webby is most definitely a professional rapper. Steezo, Skinny Boys, Apathy, Blackistan.
And that's what I mean. I think that's what it is. We never heard them. That's the first step. Like, you gotta know who they are first to be able to listen to their music. And then if you like it, then you'll look for more or whatever. But if you don't even never even heard of these people, that's the problem right there.
Chris Fury, this shit is hilarious. Connecticut rappers don't have their own sound.
Who said that?
The J Dan.
Sound like
Too bad. Only Connecticut artists know who on that.
Who's on that list?
And coming. Yeah.
You don't even know how to write a sentence.
Too bad. Only Connecticut artists know who on that and coming. It's competition out here. Laney said that. Every rapper is chosen and planted. BG Bell said that. Never be human. B is spelled with a B and a 3. We have artists out here and they're really successful. And it's funny how you guys say there's nobody coming out of Connecticut. What about Jagged Edge? I said that the other day.
Never be human.
What about Jagged Edge?
I said that already. I said you said that they from Connecticut. I said I didn't know that. I said that earlier.
Great point. I guess I don't count for shit. Somebody named Diabby. Cause they looking at yo, my shit is on Spotify. That's how people looking at it. But are you successful on Spotify enough to quit your day job?
Right. And does people do anybody if you
so
go
that
in
would
a
be
room,
that would be a level of professionalism.
If you go into a room with hundreds of people, are they gonna recognize? Can you go to the grocery store?
Yep.
If you could go to the grocery store and don't nobody pay you attention, then
that's a bad metric though. It's some artists that can go to the grocery store and they're very successful. Well, fucking Q-Tip was walking down the street and the person that was interviewing him didn't know that he was Q-Tip.
But
and it went viral because
he don't make music anymore.
Come on.
That does matter too.
No,
because you just moved it because you said that. But that doesn't that make a difference if your career is over? I'm not saying it in that way, but your time has come and gone. To my knowledge, he's not still making music, so that makes a difference. I'm talking about people that are still making music, and you're saying this like.
I mean, I would argue that the people that's around him recognize, yo, that's one of the most influential hip hop artists in history.
But some people don't know
why
who
are
because
you
they're too young.
Whatever.
And they didn't hear.
And then he randomly just walking down the street. He could be anybody, right? You could say that, right?
Sometimes people don't know until if they ain't looking at you, and then you take off your hat or something, and they're like, "Oh shoot!" But then some people might not know them because they wasn't around at the time when his music was popular or when he was in the prime of his career, and then they probably don't listen to older music. I think a lot of younger.
You think?
I think a lot of.
You think if Dave East was walking down the street in Moscow, they would know who he is?
I said when we were talking about this before that he's not no A-list rapper. We
What about
in Connecticut? That's close to
what
New
about
York.
what about Fabulous?
I think he's more wide.
Moscow, you think they would know?
In Moscow, he went. Where did he go? And at Tulum, no, it's Tulum.
He went to Tulum. That's Mexico.
I know. I said it's not Moscow, but I'm saying he'd be making videos in other places.
He went to Greece, right?
Yeah, so he could. They could. He probably be doing shows. He been out for a long time. And
maybe
still
he did go to
music.
Moscow. I don't know if he went to Moscow though.
I think I would believe that
because
he's been consistent.
You'll get more of a turnout if you actually have people where you're performing at. So he performing in Dubai. I'm sure he got people in Dubai that listen to hip hop that probably fuck with his earlier shit. Tania and all that.
And we win with that. Like in hip hop is the most listened to of any genre. I didn't do the numbers of that, but I believe that it is.
You wanna give them a more accurate thing of that?
I know for a fact that there are all races that listen to hip hop music as opposed to like other genres of music are not as
genre. What's the question? Which music genre
is the most popular over all ethnicities?
Popular. Universally.
Or throughout all ethnicities, yeah.
Throughout.
Because people do get on when they know the Wu-Tang. Because Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing with. I think hip hop is more than even the culture itself, like the way people dress and stuff like that. That's been people of all races dress like the hip hop type of clothing. They might sag their clothes, put their hat on backwards, or they. I don't think any other genre of music is as popular as hip hop, which it hasn't transcended through. Bless you. Or cross over, as you say. Our music crosses over, like more than any other. And even Black people, they don't be listening. There are people that listen to other genres of music than just rap and stuff. But a lot of times when I would play music, because I like all different types of genres, and if I would play a song and like by a palm colored person or something, and then I like rock, I like pop, I like different genres of music, and a Black person or somebody that I know, a friend or somebody, like, what the hell is this that you playing, or what are you listening to? Or if I know a song come on and it's by Katy Perry or some shit, they start laughing.
So the most popular universal genre in all ethnicities is pop. Why pop dominates universally? It's designed to be accessible, simple melodies, repetitive hooks, emotional themes, language flexible. Pop crosses borders easily: English, Spanish, Korean, Hindi, etc. Industry-backed radio streaming algorithms, film, ads, social media, culturally adaptive, absorbs local sounds, Latin pop, K-pop, Afro pop, Euro pop. Evidence: artists like Michael Jackson, Madonna, Taylor Swift, BTS, Shakira, Rihanna chart across continents. Pop consistently leads global streaming numbers, radio play, and demographic appeal. Question: which genre reaches the most people of all backgrounds? Pop is a clear answer. Most culturally cross-ethnic non-pop is hip hop. And we remove pop as an umbrella and ask which originated genre transcends ethnicity the most. Hip hop is the strongest contender. Why hip hop is unique: originated in Black American culture but became globally adopted. Deep presence across Black, Latino, Asian, Arab, European, African communities. Exists in local forms everywhere: French rap, UK grime, K hip hop, drill, Afro trap. Hip hop isn't just listened to, it's lived, localized, and reinterpreted. Most emotionally universal is R&B. So bottom line, most universally popular overall is pop. Most cross-ethnic cultural movement, hip hop.
And I said crossover.
And most emotionally universal is R&B. So I kind of felt like pop was one, but I think hip hop is very popular, but certain hip hop is very popular. Like artists that like mixtape is is underground when we consider it universally. For US, mixtape is, well now that they got online mixtapes. But mixtapes are really like mainly for the urban areas in the US. Now there may be Chinese people that may um, get some mixtapes or something like that. But generally speaking, mixtapes are really like underground music as well. So a lot of those artists that are popular because of mixtapes, they're only popular in certain areas that really adopt mixtapes, which is like a lot of the inner cities in America.
But well, I'm saying because you asked about Fabulous. Fabulous has regular albums too. Well, he hasn't made any regular albums in a while, but he does have. But and you're right. But I think it's rare that like if you're. But I think he's one of those artists that he's more known, even though he's not. That's why I don't think he probably not. He obviously makes more money than me or the average person, but he's not. I don't think he's making what he should be. With his, I think he should be more. Even Jadakiss too. I think they're not pushed like that. I thought Fabulous was independent when he signed. So
Yeah, some of these artists, it would be hard for them to get to a level like a Jay Z or something like that when Jay Z was in his prime, um, because they don't have that like Michael Jordan or LeBron control over their team. Like they can't make the decisions like that. So they got somebody that's a heavy hitter that's making the decision for them. Say, hey, I want you to dress like this, and I want you to be here, and I want you to do this, and I want you to do this song with this person. And they've given you what they're gonna give you, and they're not really giving you more money. But the people that come out, that's like they're like the movement makers of the industry. Those artists get a lot more, you know what I mean? And that's because they already got their following before they come into the game. Like the French Montanas, the Little Babies, um, the Kodak Blacks, the Drakes, you know what I mean? Those people that already have like a following when they first come out, those are the artists, the rappers that are really gonna be more successful because they already got, the people that's gonna support them already with them. So it's more of an attractive deal to get this artist for their brand because they know that they're gonna bring more eyes to their brand. That always been the game though. Like back in the day, like there was this book, this famous book that they would always like promote, and this book like had like the keys of how to get like A&Rs and all of these different executives their phone numbers, and this book was updated like every year. You have to pay like a couple $100 to get this book, or whatever. And it was about a quarter of an inch thick or whatever. And we got the book a couple times, you know, to call different people from Sony and all these different Interscope, all these different labels, and try to get a hold of somebody, and we get their email, we're able to email them something professional or whatever. We got this, and these are the music videos that we've been doing, and we've already gotten over 1 million views on our videos and stuff like this. So we feel like we're at a comfortable point where we like I think I've proven that, you know, I can get people. And it was hard, you know what I mean, because they had an image for the artist. You had to look a certain way, you had to think a certain way, you had to do what they told you, when they told you to do it, how they told you to do it.
That's how it is being
You know what I mean?
label.
So it was more than a lot of people really wanted to do. And then that made it harder. But like, how bad do you really want this? Like, you know what I mean? That's always the question. It's a lot.
Did he bad?
Huh?
Did he bad or just
Did he bad?
How bad do you want it?
How bad do you want it? Yeah.
Did he bad? Like you wake up and like
that's called assault. But like
but he came back the next day after he was sore.
But I'm saying
he wanted it bad.
How bad do you want something?
Do you want it bad?
Are
like
you willing to change who you are today to be able to do what they need you to do? And if the answer is no, then you don't want it that bad. A lot of people don't want to change themselves. Like, you can't dress like this. You gotta dress like this. Like that small thing, and not meaning that you gotta wear a dress, but that small thing could be a lot. Because some people just don't want to wear suits, but they want you to wear a suit for this, and you gotta get a haircut, and you've been growing your dreads since you was in high school. Like, how bad do you want this? You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sacrifices. And then what if you make those sacrifices and then they be like, nah, we good. We don't want to sign you. You know what I mean? Or we not gonna, you know.
On the show, Wu-Tang American Saga, Method Man said, well, they made it seem like when he was younger, he didn't want to wear suits, or he wasn't into that, or that was something that he would. But now he older, he must change his mind because now you're playing the lawyer, so of course you gotta wear a suit. But it's like he grew, like, or maybe he grown now. He was younger, he was grown then, but his mindset has changed. So maybe that's, or if that part was even real, it's loosely based on their, like, I don't know, it's, you don't see most men typically from the hood wearing tailored suits anyway, and not to say it in a bad way or dressing up or whatever. They wear streetwear. They wear hoodies and jeans and stuff like that. Some of them might even wear that to an interview. So, and I've seen it happen. So it's not unheard of. But as you get older, or
they might wear their butters to an interview.
Or some J's.
That's crazy.
Just like some people were never
construction job interviews.
Some people, girls be doing that too, like wearing casual, not casual, but like just regular shit that you wear, like, or they whole outfit. They don't be dressed up at all. They just be wearing regular clothes. Like, I've seen people do that, or wear some leggings or something, like, I don't know, leggings and a t-shirt and some slides or something, like. But nobody, I mean, somebody told me that, so that's why I knew that, you should, at least you could wear some khakis and like a button down or a sweater or something. Like, even if you don't wear no shoes, like wear some black. I mean, they don't have to be like dress shoes. Like, wear some black like not plain shoes. Now I know if you go wear some sneakers or something like a more casual looking type of sneaker, I don't know. Like I don't know. But if you wasn't told that, then I guess or people don't, and I don't. Some jobs don't care because people still be getting hired. So I don't think. I think they just. I think jobs don't care anymore about certain stuff. I mean, but then it depends where you're going. Some of them do, but like it depends on where you're trying to work or who's hiring. Some people might not worry about that, which it really should be just about what you're able to bring to the position or what you say you're able to, and not really what you're wearing. But I was just taught that you're supposed to just wear some slacks if you're a guy and some black shoes if you got. But everybody don't have it. Hey, you're looking for a job, so maybe you don't have no dress code because you don't dress like that. So you might don't have no choice but to wear some jeans and a hoodie. And if you don't got no money to buy nothing or you don't have nothing. So, but
So I got this video here. A man was shot and deleted by federal agents in Minneapolis, identified as ICU nurse Alex Pretty. Uh, it just gets worse and worse. He was disarmed and dangerous. So I'm gonna play this news clip. It's short. It's not a long clip.
Breaking news as we come on the air this afternoon. Agents on the streets in Minneapolis this morning. It is the second shooting of an American citizen by federal officers in that city in just 3 weeks. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Liz Nagy.
And I'm Jory Rams. This is a special edition of Eyewitness News at 4:30. Air 7 showing us a live picture of a protest getting underway in Olvera Street in downtown Los Angeles. It looks like there are some speakers, some tables set up. We see a couple of news cameras. This is being covered. The eyes of the nation are on what is happening here in Los Angeles as well as Minnesota. The growing unrest continues this weekend in response to this latest shooting in Minneapolis. A 37-year-old has died this time, a man identified by his parents as Alex Pretty, an ICU nurse.
We want to warn you, the video you are about to see, that we are about to show you, is disturbing. Take a look.
Wow. 7 shots. Did that count correctly?
Now, that is just one video of that situation in Minneapolis. The man identified as Pretty died at the scene before that ambulance could ever make it to the hospital.
You saw the video there. Federal authorities in Minnesota are saying that Pretty was armed at the time. Typically, in a case like this, we would not hear any conclusions from the federal government, any investigative body. That is not the case in what Trump is doing right now. Stephen Miller, who is an advisor to the president, called this person a would-be assassin who tried to murder federal law enforcement. Eyewitness News reporter Madison Wild joins us now with more fallout and what federal agents and Minnesota police are saying tonight. Madison.
Sorry, Liz, another very disturbing scene out of Minneapolis. This is the second time, as you said, in just 3 weeks, that federal agents have shot and killed a U.S. citizen. An urgent investigation underway tonight after Homeland Security claims that 37-year-old ICU nurse Alex Pretty was carrying a gun. He was shot and killed today in a confrontation with federal agents. We're hearing different accounts tonight. This is what we know so far. Homeland Security says Pretty approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a handgun, and they say he violently resisted when they tried to disarm him. The Minneapolis police chief says the victim had no criminal record, was a lawful gun owner, and an American citizen. Video of that fatal shooting by a federal Border Patrol officer is currently under review. We're told officers were preparing to confront another man who they say is in the U.S. illegally. That's according to Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino.
During this operation, an individual approached U.S. Border Patrol agents with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The agents attempted to disarm the individual, but he violently resisted. Fearing for his life, and the lives and safety of fellow officers. A Border Patrol agent fired defensive shots.
However, city officials are questioning that account and whether Freddie brandished a weapon at all. The Minneapolis police chief says Alex Freddie the man killed was a legal gun owner with a permit to carry and again an American citizen with no criminal record. Minneapolis police not yet releasing the details of what happened leading up to the shooting.
We urge everyone to remain peaceful. We recognize that there's a lot of anger and a lot of questions around what has happened, but we need people to remain peaceful.
So far, President Trump has defended the shooting. Tonight, we're seeing protests in Minneapolis, and you just saw back here in Los Angeles demonstrations as well as a vigil planned for tonight. We'll keep you updated on what we see throughout the evening. But for now, live in the newsroom, Madison Weil, ABC7 Eyewitness News. Okay, Madison, thank you.
All right, so all right, so what do you think about that? He
I
popped the
think
hell out of that
ICE
motherfucker.
is just losing their minds and they're going on a rampage. This is like the third person, isn't it?
Yeah,
That they just
third person this year.
and it ain't even February yet.
Third American citizen this year.
Right. And they're not even these ain't even that just make it seem like it's
Every single time though, it was what I keep on saying. Every single time it was people that's just like going against the law, like, you know what I mean? Why, yo, if they like, yo, give me a firearm or whatever, you might as well just do it, yo. I'm sorry, yo. The people be saying shit to me about the compliance thing, but it keeps you alive. If it keeps you alive, go for it. As long as you ain't got an SMD. If nobody asks you to do no wild shit, then you good. Just be like, all right, bet. I'm gonna get my gun back. You're gonna get in trouble. It's just a waste of time and inconvenience for everybody. But he didn't want to do that. He rather be resistant. No, I'm not gonna give you my gun. I'm licensed to carry my. You know what I mean? I could just think about it. But then I'm wrong if I think about it that way, because we gotta just say like, yo, they going too far, they too aggressive. But people keep on resisting them, and then when you telling them like, yo, just do what they ask you to do, you wrong for saying do what they ask you to do.
But they still
they're making examples out of
that's
people.
what I'm saying. They doing it on purpose because they know
Keep
nothing's gonna happen.
it up. That's what they say. Keep it up. Keep up the bullshit. We're gonna show you.
Fuck around, find out.
Right. That's what they doing. They
fuck around, find out what the person.
They fucking around and finding out every fucking week. Because this is in the 3 weeks. What the fuck? This whole month they've been blasting niggas. They blast a motherfucker on the first day of the month. First day of the year. They started the year off with a bang. Literally. Literally. That motherfucker wasn't even on duty. He wasn't even in uniform. Pop the motherfucker. Pop. Got it. A few days later, matter of fact. A Karen. Got it. A few weeks later after that, nothing. You got a gun? Give me that. No. Got it. You won't take my right. People dying for their rights. Is it worth dying for? Are you? I mean, if these people gonna be martyrs, then I hope
because they're not Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. Nobody but their family gonna remember this after a certain amount of time go by. So it's stupid.
We having a day for Charlie Kirk.
That they not Charlie Kirk neither. They wasn't doing speeches at no.
Who was Charlie Kirk?
He was a speaker.
He wasn't no more special than the people that just got murdered. Come on, man.
I didn't say he was more not special. I said people are going to remember outside of his family more about him than these other people because they didn't do anything. I'm not saying that I believe that. I'm just saying how people are.
That's what I'm saying.
Which mean they were doing the same thing. They were doing.
He was fighting. He was fighting for rights. He was protesting.
But that's what I'm saying.
They was protesting too.
But that ain't. But people know him. That's all I'm saying. So it only makes sense to do that if people are actually gonna remember you more than just your family. If you're just a regular person and the only people that know you is your friends and family and your coworkers and stuff like that, nobody's gonna be talking about it anymore. So you did it for nothing. That's what I'm saying. Charlie Kirk, people still gonna be talking about that. That's because he made a name for himself because he was going around speaking. These people are not.
But these people probably also took that same risk that he took. See, that's the thing.
I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying that's what's gonna happen. That's the difference. Because we celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday.
But again, we celebrate Charlie Kirk's birthday, but we going back to notoriety. If a person is doing something professional, he's a professional protester. These people willing to die for what they believe in, I would consider that to be a professional protester as well. Because they put themselves out there aware of the risk and still going to continue to do it because they feel like their cause is justified. He feel like his cause is justified. But I feel like they doing something with no substantial risk, in my opinion, because you're not really changing anything. I guess with him, you could say that he was on a higher platform. He had more of a following of people there. And it will probably be seen on a television station. So more people will be able to see his ideologies or whatever to get the weight of the influence.
And no one knows these people. We're not going to be talking about this anymore in a few weeks.
But he's still no more important than them.
I didn't say he was more important, but to the world, since we don't know them personally, we don't even know these people's names. After a few weeks, after the shock wears off, that's how society is because we don't know these people. Nobody's gonna be marching for these people because they're not. I'm not saying that they're not, but that's how people think. Like when it first happened after the shock wear off. And they're like, oh, that's so sad. This happened. And then the next thing's gonna come out.
Protesters are dangerous. Them getting shot proves that they're dangerous because either they're shooting themselves, or accidents are happening because of them, or they're getting shot by officers. Protesting is dangerous work.
We know protesting is dangerous. But people still do it, so
I'll be like, yo.
Oh no, we won't go. They gonna take you. You don't have to go.
Well, shit. The civil rights movement was a protest. Where would we be if we didn't have it?
That's what I said. They made a difference. This is what I'm saying. These people, they didn't do enough to make a difference, so it's in vain. That's what I'm getting at. Like, who?
They're gonna make a difference, all right. With population control. As these cops or agents, they're not gonna stop popping it. They pop it because it's popular.
If you ain't got no paper, you ain't popping. That's the song, isn't it?
If you ain't got no paper, they gonna pop you. Yeah.
If you got paper, but you didn't get out the car, Right, Nala? Right? Nala? What do you do?
I just think about Hulk Hogan used to come down to the ring with a song that said, I am a real American. Fight with what's right and better man. Fight for what's right.
People don't like Hogo
some
because
people
he
don't like
said Niger. That's why he would say brother. He ain't slick. He thought he was black.
brother. He said it to Booker T.
Yeah, that's why people don't like him. They said he was racist. And he didn't want, I remember.
They tried to play it off like it was a skit.
And I remember Brooke, his
really...
daughter Brooke, he didn't want her dating a black guy.
He's not dating him. He was like, you're not dating that monkey.
I don't know if he said that, but he had a reality show I watched. And Brooke was the same. I remember she made that song with Paul Wall.
I used to watch his action sitcom. He had a show called Thunder in Paradise. He had a damn boat, a jet ski boat that was like, it had like bombs on it and shit, like rockets. It was like bulletproof and shit for going underneath the water like a submarine. It ain't last that long. It ain't matter. I don't know, man. Whenever I talk about Donald Trump, it's always like people always just automatically be like, he's the worst that we ever had or whatever. And I was saying, like, with Kamala Harris, she could have made it, but she just wasn't prepared enough. And as the vice president, I feel like that's really sad, because you was there for all these years and you couldn't step it up at the last minute. Like, what was you paying attention to? What was you watching? You was too busy watching collard greens in the bathtub to realize what you were supposed to do. Like, come on. Like, get them shits out the bathtub.
They would talk about her.
Get down there.
They would talk about her on the people. Pretty intellectual was feeling away.
She got a right to feel some type of way because
she
want to be the damn president of the United States. You know what I mean? So I get it. She always says something about the patriarchy.
She said she's more black than Willie and Hank. She said Kamala is more black than Willie and Hank because of her. Because he was like, that doesn't mean nothing.
She more black how?
Her complexion.
Oh.
But she also saying.
But they was really questioning her being
Cause that's why he said she's not black. And then that's why she said that. Cause he was like, she's not even black.
But it don't even matter.
She was like, you're not even.
They would have gave her a chance.
She was like, you're light bright or whatever. Like, she was really mad.
But I don't care about that. They would have gave her a chance if she was more prepared. because her peers didn't have confidence in her. The problem is they didn't want 4 more years of Biden, and she wasn't giving them the answers that they wanted. And Trump was. Trump was talking about deportation. That was the uncomfortable thing. They wanted that. They wanted deportation. You understand? Congress really wanted deportation just as much as everybody talking about ICE this, ICE that. They wanted this shit. That's why they let him do his thing. They not fighting against this shit. They not voting against it. They fucking with it because they wanted to see what he was gonna do because he was the president before, and they just didn't have no confidence in Kamala Harris, straight up. And nigga, I voted for Kamala Harris. So everybody talking about all this shit, oh, you support Trump and all this other shit. I actually vote legislative, fucking, and fucking the fucking
Local.
no, that is local, and fucking executive. Feel me? I do that shit because I be like watching this shit and I be thinking about other shit. But my grandmother is really like, she's really serious about it. So when she go to do it, she makes sure that, she wake me up early as fuck in the morning and we both go down there and we go do it. I go drive her to do it, we go get some breakfast or something and we vote. You know what I mean? And for her it's really important because of the fight that people had to do to get the opportunity to do it. So it means something to her. It really means a lot to her. So I have to understand why it means so much to her. And I do understand why it means so much to her and why it should mean a lot to us. So there's certain things that I do agree with when it comes to the voting shit because YT people vote too. You know what I mean? But they vote because they know it's gonna make a change. They don't really care what your color is when you vote. They just care that you casted a vote. And they're gonna look at how many people actually voted for whoever, and they're gonna decide if they agree with that because they already got a feeling that they might do it, and they just need to get that extra little kick. Oh, they feel the same way I feel. Oh, they don't feel that. Well, how y'all feel about it? And anybody else be like, yeah, I don't feel that way either. And they be like, fuck it, well, we gonna go with that. And that's what happened. But if you want change, you gotta be the one to make it. So I can't like really agree with people when they be like, oh, it's a piece of shit, it's this, it's that. But some of your friends voted for this nigga. Like secretly, like, and they just ain't tell you. It ain't just happen, like, you know what I mean? Like some people really didn't give a fuck about what she was talking about. Watching collard greens and the fucking shit, got Megan Thee Stallion come out, you know what I mean?
Cause she
Like,
just trying to
they
get the
just
black
really,
vote.
yeah, they like, they crazy. And all the shit that Biden was doing was bullshit. You can't answer for that. Like, at least if you had just said, yo, look, I know he wasn't in his right state of mind and probably some things happened in our administration that you guys aren't too fond of, but I'm gonna definitely change this, and we gonna move with this because it just makes sense. One thing I will agree with him is we can do this, but have you seen that crazy policy that he put out? Oh my goodness! Like, would you really wanna live through that? That sounds like a dictatorship. You ask me. You know what I mean? We're not going back years into communism. And before long we'll be visiting the Cold War again. You know what I mean? We don't want that. So what is another alternative? You can go with me and see me fix the holes in this broken roof, and we can get things back on track to the way they need to be, and we can see the vision we want to come true, but not this idea that separates us, and we can still have that dream of being American and what we want it to be. You know, but she didn't have the confidence. She did at one point, but it just felt like she wasn't hungry enough, really to take it. And honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with us having a female president. Other people have females that run their shit. They run it fine. Um, it's just what we want is a woman that's decisive, which in relationship realms we see less of, but we wouldn't want our woman to be like that in a relationship because we want our woman to be feminine. You have to be masculine to be a power of running a country. You have to have some level of masculinity. Queen Elizabeth had high levels of masculinity to help her run her country. She had no problem beheading the motherfucker. Like, you feel me? Like, she was about that life, you know? But that's what I'm saying. Like, you still gotta be able to understand what people are going through and whatever, man or woman. So you have to be open minded in that position, but you also have to be decisive. And you can't let your emotions decide for you in a lot of situations. It would appear our current administration makes emotional decisions. It looks like that. Impulsive. But some things necessary, but they seem to be excessive. There should have been a quits. There should be some point where you get to, okay, what we want to do is secure the borders, and people that come up on the radar that are doing suspicious activity, we get them out of here. Let's do that. Let's not go busting in people's houses and, you know what I mean? Crazy shit.
So they said the monster is coming from the Lake of Fire. They got this map or whatever showing that he's awakened. I forgot what it's called. He is Leviathan
Okay.
in Jewish mythology.
I'm familiar with Leviathan.
Yeah, so they saying that he's coming, and he had like the time is coming. So, and they have like it looked like the meteorologist things that they be looking at, but it got like a shadow or a figure, and it's showing the progression of it because it awoken or it's awake. That's what they say. What do you think about that?
I think that the internet is a dangerous place for lore to be considered reality, just from the presence of some of these things, because a lot of these things are based on biblical texts, but there's really no validity to the information that they're putting out. As far as like, okay, this was said and what was the context of it being said biblically, if you go to the biblical text of it. Whenever they say something now, I chat GBT'd it, but whenever they say something, I always take it with a of salt because I still watch episodes of the X-Files. I still seek the truth. I'm still like Agent Mulder. You know what I mean? I know the truth is out there.
Well,
but it's
if
not
the
on
government
TikTok. It's
told
not on
us
Instagram.
aliens are real, then why?
Yeah,
can't
but
us
but
the
everything's not real because one thing is real. Like just because
I'm
a
saying
cactus
it's on the same
can prick you, but
level.
hold on. Just because a cactus can prick you and it's gonna hurt because you can see it, that doesn't mean that okay, because this is this, then this must be this. If I get this flower is gonna take my life because somebody told me it. Because I know because a cactus does prick you. So that's a line of defense for that. Maybe this has another line of defense. That's a leap. When they go to saying that something is happening, I'm not gonna just accept it, but then I'm not just gonna dismiss it, especially if it's something that I have knowledge of. But I like to know how they're using that knowledge. If they're using that knowledge for manipulation, like we was talking about Cenat and his ex Gigi, if you're using information for manipulation, then that's different. That can be dangerous because effectively, look at what it does to people. It 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 pushes people away from each other because this this has to be true because this happened and they proved this or whatever, and they use that as an anchor to pull you into any other conspiracy. And I won't let that happen to me, but I'll go with you on your journey while you explain why you believe what you believe, but it doesn't make me believe it because of this AI shit to decipher what's real and what's not. But it's interesting that they speak of certain things because look at all the crazy shit that's going on in society that we're witnessing happening back to back to back to back to back. Like right now, all of the issues with battles in all these different countries. This storm, this massive storm that we got. Russia got fucking 4 stories of snow, 4 meters of snow. Some places that was submerged into 4 floors of their housing.
And we had a lot here. I couldn't even. We had a shovel just to open the door. Yeah, to go out the door.
It's crazy. So it's not hard to believe it, but it's easy to believe stuff when you're already in a state of distress. You know, now you're already thinking like this because of all these other things that's happening. Why can't this be true? You know what I mean? But I just want to know, like, when you get this information, if you got it from a source that's credible, you still gotta like check it. Like if it didn't come from the New York Post, a lot of times I'd be like, I don't know. It didn't come from Wall Street Journal. I'd be like, I don't know. You know what I mean? ABC News, I don't know, because I be thinking like
the
these
news
are
be
places that they do, but they do. I'm not gonna argue that. But what I'm saying is, even though they be lying sometimes, it's more credible than hearing something off of fucking a social media platform. That's just my opinion. I feel like
I believe it or not. I just
well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, because those are my closest legitimate sources because even in their lives, there's a bit of truth. They got there, but they had to make the story attractive, as Mark Lamont would say. You know what I mean? So
it's provocative, it gets the people
right. You know, that's what they want. That's what we want. You know what I mean? As people, we really want to hear the we want to hear the hero stories, but we want to hear these crazy stories and be like, man, I'm so glad that I'm warm and I'm safe because it's a maniac out there with a chainsaw chopping people to pieces. You know, like what protects us? We got laws and different things that protect us, and then what happens when those things no longer protect us? But what they ask us to do.
Yeah, because they
Trust
could
the
change
process.
the law
Yeah.
into something that's more beneficial to them. They could change, say everybody got a curfew, and if you get caught outside, you could be shot.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the states be fighting against shit like that. They be like, yo, nah, we're not gonna let this man do this to us, man. It ain't going down like that.
It's going down. Basement, Friday the 13th. Guess who's playing Jason? Tuck yourself in your bed or hold on to your teddy. It's Nightmare on Elm Street, and guess who's playing Friday? Rest in peace to Pee Wee. He was a contestant on Erica Mena's show, her dating show. She was supposed to be looking for love. She had men and women on there, and that's the second person that was on the show that was unalived.
Oh, man.
The first person was unalive before the show even aired. Like they had finished filming and he went home and he was breaking up a fight with his cousin, I think. He was trying to break it up and then he was unalive and that was before the show aired. And then this guy, this just happened the past week.
Yeah, condolences. He was in St. Louis at the time, right? What happened?
I'm not sure.
I think that's what it says on the. Okay, let me play it. I don't think so. Just gotta read it. So
It's the third person from Zeus that's been unalive. This girl was missing too, and then she was found. I think she went missing first. Then they found her. That said her friends said they don't know what she was doing over there, where she was at in that state. She had no reason to be over there. They think she was auditioning for baddies or something. I don't know. Cause they found something on her that indicated that, but um, yeah, that's people are they're
people in the comments like, why her cast keep passing?
yeah.
It's a death kiss. That's crazy.
And it was weird watching the show, knowing that,
I'll
cause
be
like it
sure,
just happened. He was so the other guy, I forgot what's his name. He had an OnlyFans.
I'll be sure crazy, yo.
You want to talk about it again?
Nah, I'm just saying.
He said that his boo boo kitty. Shout out to Al B. Shore and Lunel. She was on Kendrick's Beat too. She was looking for love. I guess he realized he didn't have to look no further. She was there all along.
Don't look no further. Mona calls
She
out
found love is
Melissa
possible
Ford.
for everybody. Yeah, because she understood that. But she says, I don't know what she said. Like, I don't know. It sounds stupid. Cause Mona she just say whatever comes to her head. She don't got no filter. So sometimes stuff she say be a little harsh, maybe too much. her and Joe be having little, cause she just be saying she crazy. She just be saying whatever. She was like, she was talking about how and people in here and stuff and fuck up the family name or whatever. He was like, your father passed you that shit down to you. He like 70 and you ruining a family reputation, walking around kissing a man and shit. Or she said something like that, like, cause she's saying this is what happens. But you know you can't say that because you can't talk about the community negatively.
Yo, I saw some. Speaking of the community negative, I saw something funny. Top 5 women that will pack you up.
At the number 5 spot, if her lips look like this, she will pack you up. First of all, this.
Her lips pink in the middle a little bit.
Oh, cause she smoked.
Yeah, she got that smoker lip.
At the number 5 spot, if her lips look like this, she will pack you up. First of all, this means she smoked mad cigarettes and or mad weed, and she don't care about her health. So she will beat your ass. At the number 4 spot, if she got startup legs like this, that means she been fighting since she was a little girl. She was definitely a tomboy growing up, playing with all the boys. So trust and believe, she done fought some of them, and she will pack you up with no problem. At the number 3 spot, if she laughs, smiles instead of crying or yelling when she's mad, get out of there. A woman who laughs and smiles when she's mad is a dangerous woman. You will get packed up. At the number 2 spot, if her edges look like this, and she wear them like that with no shame, don't even try it. And don't let her have the combo, the no edges with the little ponytail. She ready to get it popping right now. And at the number 1 spot, and I'm not talking about the new school stuff that look like this, because they still can get it. I'm talking about the old school ones. And they always got real big titties for some reason. I know what I'm talking about. The ones that look like Manny Fresh. Everybody got an aunt that look like that. Mad cool. She don't even got a nickname. She used her regular name. Her name be Brittany or Tiffany or some shit. They strong as hell. And they got their hands. They will beat your ass. The old school butch. The number 1 spot.
She said it looked like Manny Fresh.
If you agree with that.
Just moisturize your lips. My lips are dry, but your lips won't get like that if you put Vaseline or lip gloss or something. Well, ladies, guys probably don't care, but you should. But just put something, and it'll stop it from turning dark like that. Or the color will come back. People be getting mad who be smoking. Like, don't put. I remember one time we was smoking with Vincent. This was years ago, and he was like, I was putting some, cause your lips be. I don't like when my lips be dry, and if I think about it, then I'll be like putting it on. And then he was like, "You don't put that on," because we was about to smoke, and then it be getting on the, you know, it be rubbing off, it be sticky. He was like, "You about to put that on?" And I had took it out. But shit, sometimes you have a choice but to be a tomboy. If you were the round boy. I remember when I used to go to the YMCA, when I first would get out of school, we would be like the first school there. And technically it wouldn't be open yet. Like they would be open, they would let us come inside, but I guess they had certain hours. I don't know. They said they wasn't open yet, so we had to stay downstairs in this room until whatever time open. It'd probably be like 15 or 20 minutes or from the time. that it was supposed to open. So we couldn't go up there and go in the gym or go, and we had to stay down in this room. And then all the people that came until the rest of the schools got there, it was just I was the only girl, and it was just a bunch of dudes, well, we were all kids, but wait until the other schools got there, like it would be like, I don't know, the room would be full of people, and I was the only girl in there. So I did used to be slap boxing and stuff. I got punched in the eye one time. He didn't even know it was a wild ass hit. He didn't know what he was doing either, and he hit me in the head. And then somebody was like, "She can't see," because I couldn't, because the way he hit me was retarded. But it was like the back of his hand, like the bone or something, like hit in my eye. So for a second, it was a little blurry. But then I just started going sick because it was like we were supposed to be playing. But see, that's why you should not be play fighting and stuff, because if somebody hits you the wrong way or something, then people get serious and stuff, and you shouldn't be doing that. But the point is, because he was like about, oh, if her legs scarred up like that. Well, I don't. My legs, I do have a couple scars, but not how that picture was. Um, but I only got like but that wasn't from that. I hit my head on the radiator. That's why I got a scar on my forehead. But you can't see that in my hair, because I always have a pain for the swoop. And on my knee, I got a scar. And it was this, and then every time I fell after that, I would fall on I had to get stitches, and it kept opening up. Every time I would fall on that same knee and open it back up again. I had to go get it. My cousin pushed me off the stoop when I was a little girl, like a baby, like, but I could walk. But like I was like I don't know how old I was, but I was really little, so it busted my ear. My mother, I remember like I don't know. I have my memory is like, I guess that's what they mean by photographic, because I literally can see like pictures of stuff in my mind when I be remembering stuff. But like I remember we were like we were across the street from our grandmother's house, and we was walking down the street, and someone else was with us, another woman with another lady, and then it was the little girl, my cousin. We were both little kids, and we was standing on it. It was a house. They had a stoop, but it was high for me because we little kids. And then my mother seen her about to do it. She was like, "No, honey, don't do that." And then she pushed me off. It was too late. She pushed me, and then I fell. And had to get stitches because my knee busted open. And every time I fell, I was riding a bike up a hill, and I fell, and it opened up again. Like, but that's the only cut. But I mean, you can't help it. How stuff happened if it was out of your control. That's why I think I kind of get along better with guys than women, because some stuff that women be doing, and I'm a woman, I wouldn't do it, and I'd be like, "What's wrong with you?" I don't be understanding. But then some stuff that God, like I understand stuff from God. Like I don't know, I be feeling like in the middle sometimes. Like I could see both perspectives of situations. But I'm a Libra, so I don't talk about signs, but that's what people do. I'm a Libra, so I like balance. But I mean, it makes sense. I really do be like that. I be wanting to hear the other side of the story when somebody say something. I be like, when somebody tell me something, they be like, "This happened, da 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 da," and however they feel about the situation that happened, and they telling me what the other person did. And I'm like, what did you do? Why did they say that? Especially if I know the person, or why did they do that? Because you not it's something you ain't saying, and I know you, so it's more to the story than what just happened. They didn't do that for nothing, and it may not, what they did may not be right, but they did it. It may have been provoked, and you, a lot of times people tell stuff that happened, they try to paint themselves in a good light. They want you to be on it. They be like, "Oh, you taking side?" I'm not taking the side. Yeah, this is what I think about it. I'm not gonna think differently about it just because I know you and I don't know the other person. I'm going off of the scenario, not my relationship with you. If you wrong, I'm gonna tell you wrong. I don't care if you're gonna be mad about it. Then don't tell me nothing or ask me no question. If you want me to lie to you. Yeah. If you want me to be honest, I wouldn't ask you if I don't. If I did. I don't do that stupid shit. Ask you a question and then get mad at what you say. Or even if I do, well, it's not really how you feel because you can't really help that. But it's about how you deal with it. You need to be mature enough to continue the conversation after you hear something that you don't like because you asked for it. So be man or woman enough to accept that response. And if you want to talk about it, then have that conversation. But don't be rude and start flipping out and then acting stupid. You asked if he cheated, or you thought he was cheating, and you asked him, and he said, "Yeah, he was," and then you cuss him out. Not, and then you do. That'd be the crazy part. You do all this, throw a whole fit and shit, and then you stay anyway. So it don't even make no sense.
They just gotta get it out.
I guess.
So much pain and betrayal.
I can't stay mad at somebody that if I'm if that's my man or whatever we're dating. And if I'm dating, I like you. So once we get to a certain point, or once I really catch feelings, like I can't. It'd be hard for me to stay mad. Like, I can't, and I'm gonna want to be around you, want to see your stuff. So I feel like I'm gonna be hurting myself if I not hurt myself, but like doing myself a disservice if I'm not around because like if I really still want to be, because that's the thing. People be being stubborn, or they feel like, oh, I deserve better, and maybe you do. I can't tell you what you, depending on what the situation is or whatever. But most of the time, you be more miserable without the person if you depending on why, because people just be stop talking to people for stupid reasons and stuff. And I don't think. I mean, cheating is bad because it's simply like you don't know what they doing. They could be out there getting a disease or something, and people. There's a lot of sick people around here, so you don't want to catch nothing. But it's like I don't know. Like I said, you weigh your pros and your cons. It's still gonna, just because you left them, that don't mean that you got over them. So now you still got to take some time to heal, which might take years, depending on how long you you've been with that person. That person been in your life. And they said, however long. This is what they say. I don't know if this is true or not, but it would make sense. You built a life with someone or spent years with someone, like you're going to like over time, um, that ain't, you can't just forget that just because you choose to walk away. And so it's like you rather go through that and be sad and be whatever, missing them and finding the next person and trying to compare them to the things that you loved about them and they don't have it and you listen you want to reach out but you don't because you're trying to be, because you got too much pride or whatever, because you really like, you know, I don't know. I think you should try to work it out if that happens. I mean, if it's like that's the only thing that if everything else, they doing everything else that you want. You see them, they spending time, they they listen to your needs, they do their whatever. Like they're whatever your perfect, I mean it don't have to be perfect. Perfect doesn't necessarily mean perfect. It just means what perfect is for that person. Because nobody's perfect, but like you have the majority of what I'm looking for, the most important things. And you're gonna be like, and go let them be with somebody else. Like, or, and then it'd be hilarious. You put them out or whatever, and then get mad if you go somewhere else. Or tell them to sleep on the couch. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't do that for long. Like, I'll eventually, like, because it's like, what are you doing? If he's sleeping on the couch, then he's still in the house. You ain't putting him out. So it's like, how long is you gonna, like, what do you think that you're doing? Like, you think by not giving him any, like, that's gonna make him go want to mess with somebody even more. If you see if he's still in the house because he's there, you didn't break up with him, but you just like we can't sleep in the same bed no more. Like it's like, girl, if you don't stop playing games, you know you you want you just. I mean, it's probably gonna take you a minute to get over it or whatever, but you know you're not leaving. So why are you making him sleep on the couch? Like, I mean, I guess it is kind of nasty to think about it if you just found out they was fucking somebody else and like probably wouldn't want to if you think about it in that way because you was doing that. You need to go take a shower or whatever. Like I don't know, go get tested and like, but besides that, they ain't go nowhere. I mean, they came back there. That's who you're with. I mean, you don't want that because, and it's not fair and all that. But I just feel like it'd be worse off because at the amount of time you waste after it's over trying to find somebody that you might never, that could have been your person, and they all gonna do it anyway. So that's what I think. Even ugly niggas cheat or whatever if they could. Like, so it don't ugly, corny, everything. If they can, they're gonna do it. And that's another thing about the standards too. I try to tell people that I don't necessarily wasn't like trying to like, oh, give them a chance. Person that I wouldn't normally be interested in. Like, oh no, not do that. Or if I don't like you, then I can't talk to you. Like say, uh, oh, well, blah blah blah, whatever they say about that, lower standards, cause I'm old and all this, and I'm not a supermodel. But I don't care because I'm not brother. Cause yeah, they all do the same shit, and you ain't about to be doing. I mean, I don't want nobody to do that. At least it's somebody I'm actually interested in. If things happen, if I am interested in you, and you still fucking up. Like it's like the audacity. Not. I don't want to say not interested, but it wouldn't be the first choice that I would be. And I tried like, oh, whatever. Where be like, oh, he's a nice guy, and I wanna smack him upside the head, like because like you're just annoying. Cause I don't know. I think you can't make yourself like somebody. You either do or you don't. And I think people do end up loving people just because they be around them, so they love them, and not necessarily them, the things that they do for them, but like is different because you could love someone and not like don't want to be around and they get on your nerve all the time. You don't, but you love them because whoever they are to you, but it don't have to be. So I don't want to. I don't want to do that. And then look at them and be like, what's happening? Like, and I don't know how people do stuff with people if you don't like them. I mean, you can technically, you can, but I guess you gotta close your eyes or something. I don't know. Or they said they put a bag over. Have you ever done that in your past life? Put a bag over a girl. That is so crazy. That is so mean. Cause how do you do that? I don't think nobody's ever done that, but people would say it. I guess it's just a figure of speech. Cause you know good and damn well ain't nobody about to let you
Push their
say.
face down.
But if you gotta do that every time, this lady, it was this lady she left her husband or whatever, and everybody thought they were good. They didn't know why, but she said she didn't like him. She never did. She was just a good guy. He was a good man or whatever, but she wasn't really into him. But she married him, and then she said she would have to drink to be intimate. Like she would have to get drunk because she wasn't interested. And I mean, you don't have to drink to do it, but it makes you more comfortable because otherwise you're just gonna be like, you would probably know that she's not interested. Like, like when Jada was in a bind, she would just how you just lay there like that. How you she is just like or like in the color purple. It's like they watching a movie or something. They're not even or like they not even it's like they not even there. Like you the nigga didn't care. Wouldn't you be mad? Not mad, or you would notice something like that she's not into it. Or so I mean, well, these people didn't care because they knew that they wasn't. So these different scenarios. But I guess people do that. But wouldn't that make you feel like if you can just tell that she's
Yeah.
like, you wouldn't be like, what's wrong? Like, why are you looking like that? Like you just so unenthused. Just
Yeah. It would be
it's awkward.
it would be awkward. But it depends on like if it's a person that you like serious with, then you feel embarrassed. But if it's a person that you don't really care about, then you just be like, you just hope they don't say nothing to nobody because you ain't really gonna fuck with them
Mm. You said that's gossip. I can't believe all this stuff. Well, at least it stopped, man. It goes up to your calf. Go up to my calf.
Yeah, Star was talking about it. Actually, he's live talking about it right now.
He get on my nerve too. Some of these personalities, I can't get with academics.
They be having the information though.
Yeah, just like Wendy Williams. See where that got her.
They were talking about this Adam22, like,
Because they thought he was a skater boy, so they thought he was or a rock star, whatever, on the tattoo and stuff. They thought it was gonna be worse up there. So they were surprised when it didn't go the way they expected. I was on Clubhouse. We were playing Finish the Lyric. And then we was on team. Then when I came, they the song came and you gotta finish the lyric and you gotta say the right word, the right cadence, whatever. And I forgot what song it was. But I think I talked after. Like after I said it, you gotta say done after you say it. You can't talk or say oh or yeah or add no extra. Like you gotta finish the lyric and say done. And you gotta say at least a couple lines. You can't just say 3 words or whatever. You gotta, you know. So I said something else. I was talking after, and they was like, she ain't on our team. How you just gonna add? How you just gonna add her to our team? Because they said it's wrong. I got it right, but because I was talking after I sang and I didn't say done, that don't count. So they were like, and then the girl, one of the women on my team was like, how you just gonna put her on our team? And then, but right, so he kept playing. It was like, okay, so Erica's in the middle because I guess, well, after she said that, I'm like, all right, yeah, you're right. I didn't know. I forgot. And it was like, nah, Erica, no, because somebody was like, she didn't know. And it was like, Erica know that you gotta stay done. She played before or whatever. But I ain't been up there in a while. And they should have just gave us the point. But anyway, so then I was just in the middle, so I could answer for whatever team if I want. But you gotta put 100 in the chat or a microphone if you want to guess it. I mean, finish it or whatever, and then she got a call on your team or whatever. So then I started winning, and then like I started getting them points or whatever because after I said done or whatever, and then somebody was like, then another person came, so she tried to even it out. She was like, okay, Erica's on team, I think she said on team B, and then the girl that was like, don't you like, Erica is on our team. She on team A. Like, now you on her. She on team A. I thought you were like, okay, so um. And then they tried it. He's like, "Oh, that don't count. It was confessions because I said that the part where he said kids. He said I think it was kid, and I said S on the end or whatever, and he was like, that's wrong because she said kids No, oh, cause he said how I ain't ready for no kid and bye bye to our relationship and confessions. And I said how I ain't ready for no kids with an S. And he was like, cause he's and then I'm like, yeah, I said it right. That is the part. And they're like, no, it don't got no S. He said, I ain't ready for no kid. And kid, but that was somebody on the other team. She still gave me the point because, come on now. Like, and then somebody else had did that anyway, too. You be the players at me and think, man, I said the word. It's just plural or singular. Like, come on. And when our team won, too, it was 7-6. But then Wack came in and he started talking about the fight with Adam22 and that what's his name, Jason. So we stopped because he was talking about that. But it was fun. Some of them could sing. Couple. Some people wasn't even trying. Like that don't count. They was talking. Like, cause she said you can't do that. You gotta really sing it. I mean, not even if it's a game, but you gotta say it in the right cadence. You can't just be like, dun, dun. Like you're not even trying. You just saying the words. Like you can't do that. But it was fun. Get out.
Yo, so wait, is Devontae Davis on the run? Let's see what he doing.
For what? What is going on?
Killing folks eventful week. The next 2 times still going crazy. Boss, what's going on? There's nothing to address about Devontae Davis. He actually hit me in the DMs. He said he's gonna be promptly turning himself into the police. I told his ass.
What did he do?
You can't be on a run beef. So our beef will resume when he turns himself into the police and he gets out. Okay, I'm not gonna make no comments about his case, but he told me, he said, I fucked up. I shouldn't have done this. And he wants a bond. So if y'all ain't know, Devontae Davis posted up something on his Instagram. I don't know if he told it was funny, but if he think he's funny, I'm hilarious. Okay? He think he's funny, I'm hilarious. Don't you worry, okay? I'm built for this. So anyway, Devontae Davis, I don't know why, I really don't. These boxers got CT syndrome, right? Hygo, even been on business since the 1900s. What's that catchphrase saying from the 19? What? I can't remember. 2000s or whatever. Anyway, the point is this, man. I don't care. And actually, let me not even accuse me of doing stuff like that. Because I should be responsible. Because men do get accused of a lot of shit that sometimes they don't. So I want to be clear. But Devontae Davis thought he was hilarious today. Okay, thought it was funny. And he posted a picture of me, and he said, "Goofy." This is a fine picture. And I keep telling y'all, I'm probably the worst person to be. If you got some skeleton in your closet, you're under the gun. You might want to say, let me say this. The biggest respect I feel like I've ever gotten in this industry is when niggas say, I don't like that bitch ass nigga. But they just be like, I ain't gonna say nothing though. Yeah. The respect is in them not loving you on some fake shit. The respect is them, when Drake said I can load every gun with bullets that fly backwards? Let me tell you, I think 90% of rappers think. If they just know, let's not start with that. Now this guy's a rapper, so he posted this. Everybody said, Jesus, too tight game. I'm in a weight loss transition, chat. Some of the clothes are too big, some too tight. I don't know what's going on. It's okay. I'm not shaped like, what's the nigga named Patrick? Nigga said I had the Fat Joe look. No. Fat Joe is not mean. I don't know, yo. They said Fat Joe had 2 tons of pressure on his knees for 50 years. Like, you ever seen it? Fat Joe knees. Like, I'm not this. I'm sorry. I love Fat Joe, but this was crazy. Nah, this is crazy.
You know your legs like that?
This nigga knees been said, like, I love Fat Joe. Joey Crack. I fuck with you, brother. I fuck with you. But that's not me. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? It was, you know, I had a decently sized hoodie. And then the jeans is a little tight, you know what I mean? And my legs is a little bit, you know what I mean? It's all good. We're going to rock with it. You feel what I'm saying? And by the way, I'm going to keep it a view with you. I love that picture. I'm going to tell you why. Because this picture of me and Rocky, I used to go viral. I don't care if I can clown. I don't care. But whatever. So it's not about the picture. Y'all just get y'all jokes off. And we should get a little roast session for this. Oh, man. Is it the pose chat? Is it the look on the face? It looked like I just hung out with a cool kid once. So somebody told me, they're like, you know you're going through your Mano phase too. That's what you need to say, bro. You just like you like in the 11th grade. It's all good. Now, Javante Davis posted this and he said, "Oh, fucking goofy." I don't know what I did to this nigga. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't really care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, Javante Davis is a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like, this is a nigga who you know, I don't want to deal with accusations, but we've just seen him do many dumb shit, right? He's a boxer. He's probably going through a lot of CTE shit. We get it. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? He probably saw this picture with some hair grease in his eye. I don't know what he saw. So anyway, again, I'm probably the wrong person to get into it with when I know some shit about you. Well, I had a response. And by the way, somebody from his team reached out. We're not beefing. You said what you said. The thing is, I'm not deleting one. So he deleted it because somebody tapped him on the shoulder. So after he posted this, somebody tapped him on the shoulder because I posted this. Because he posted a joke. I posted facts. The U.S. Marshals announced that they've been looking for his ass because of a warrant that he beat some bitch up. Miami police can't catch him. So the U.S. Marshals are now on the task. They consider Javante Davis a fugitive at large. He's armed and dangerous. They consider his fists as registered weapons. They claim if you see this nigga, you should stay 100 feet away from him and call into, what's that number that T.I. gave out? 1-800-TIPS, whatever it is. Call in, and I think they have a reward if you turn into Javante Davis. They do. Okay? So Miami police and the U.S. Marshals Service Fugitive Task Force are searching. They're at all his houses. They're at his baby mama house, his side bitch house. You know what I mean? Remember you remember the nigga who said that Stephon Diggs is gay? He said he was gay too. They got that nigga's house. You never know. He might be with a man. You don't know. They're trying to find this guy. You get what I'm saying? Now, while you're doing the race, the smart thing cannot be to talk about academics on the story. You feel what I'm saying? It can't be. So anyway, you put this up. I think somebody tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Hey, let me tell you how this goes. When it's published all over the news that you're a wanted fugitive and now the U.S. Marshals are also looking for you and you're on your phone trying to cyber beef with a blogger, when they do arrest you, your case for bond becomes a little bit harder. You might still get bond, but it becomes a little bit harder, okay? Because it's kind of showing you know you on the run and you are basically, instead of turning yourself in, just putting your middle finger up at the law. Anyway, he deleted all this shit. Somebody from his team reached out. They said they were cool, whatever. I was like, respectfully, I don't have beef with him, but I ain't doing shit. Tell that little midget he done started it, and nigga, let's just leave it there. Okay. Anyway, I really got no problem with this, but nigga, I gotta give people smoke. I don't care if he's a boxer. What the fuck? What that gonna do to me? You know what I mean? Like the hell? Nigga, his talents is in the ring. Okay. His talents is in the ring. It's just statement. Anyway, so this happens. He deletes all the shit because he's trying to be on the run. And of course, me being the asshole that I am, I post all the details of what exactly happened. Yes, I got the arrest warrant, and yeah. Now he also hopped up in the comments section, and he says some shit. What he said? He said some shit, and I told him, I said, listen, I agree with you. I think I'm built a little weird. We should go to the gym. I'll come in with U.S. Marshals. It's okay. I don't know. Again, I'm pretty sure he's been. This ain't the first time he said something about me. He said something about me like years ago, and I was like, what the fuck was that about? But I always thought it was about some Meek Mill stuff, because I can tell you, rappers and boxers hang in gangs. Like, they're all cool together, right? Like, I can tell you the cliques. So he used to be like in the Meek Mill clique. So I'm like, maybe he's mad at me for Meek. It's like, am I talking about boxers like that? But I don't know. Maybe it's because I covered a domestic violence case or something like that. I think I may have done commentary. There was a story about him dragging Ari. I forgot he used to date Ari. Like, yo, Ari Ari Gervonta Davis, like, yeah, I forgot they used to date, and then you never see this? Look at this shit. Oh shit. Steve for real, niggas just ain't changed. Like, you know what I mean? So he yoked up a chick. I think he got charged for that too, or something like that. This is 2020. I think we covered that. Maybe that's why he's mad. We also covered like the body cam thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a body cam footage of basically him getting arrested. Gervonta Davis body cam. Again, all for the same situations. You know?
What is that? Get charged, man. You ain't going yet? I'm at my house. Okay, so I got to ask you. That's you. Who's in the car? This is my car. She took my car. She did. Right here. Okay. All right. Does she have any money? No. All right. Just put down your phone for now, sir.
Anyway, basically, his baby mama tells the cops that he punched her in the eye.
Let me ask you this. I wasn't a stalker. What if she told me that you beat the piss out of her and you jumped on top of her and started punching her in the face? Should I just go ahead and take that? But don't you know? It's your side of the story. Give your side. What was the information that she gave? Can she tell you? I don't want me to say anything she says. I'm not okay. What is that?
Oh,
on the ground. It's really.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't really want to get into it because, and actually, I thought I was being fair. Like, bro, I don't really be having nothing against these rappers, but also like, I'm not gonna let. I don't know if y'all know what type of time I'm on. I'm just not letting none of these. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't think none of it's up. Like, bro, every time I'm online, I'm just like looking at these things. I'm like, that don't like it was a boxing center. Man, all that boxing shit stuff in the ring, my nigga. Like, you ain't about to be boxing nobody outside the ring. I'm sorry, like that's not how life goes. All right, so that's cute.
Exactly.
But I don't have no problem. Like, in my opinion. But I'm pretty sure he's been offended at something I said, and I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And with me, I'm gonna keep the same energy, like if it was Carisha, like if it was Samira, and if it was motherfucking Jamaica Davis, who the fuck is this little bitch? Who the fuck? So I really don't care what his problem is. I don't care if to try to remediate nothing with it. Fuck him. The hell? Fuck him. Take this little bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, I thought I was being fair too. I don't think I've ever given biased commentary. I be knowing when I maybe I'm biased a little bit because maybe I'm friends with somebody else, or like I just don't like somebody. No, it's pretty fair. I think I even said this. I said, yo, his girl is a liar. Like, because his girl came back online later and was just like, he didn't beat me. And I don't think he realized. I think he thought the cops, I think his lawyer's responsible stuff to say the cops made up the allegation, and the body cam showed when they walked over to her, she actually told him he beat her ass. It's one of those things that he probably been beating her ass, but he probably been paying all the shit. You know what I'm saying? So she's not snitching on him. And one time, like, she finally snitched on him. You know what I'm saying? Let me not call it snitching. So they put him in cuffs there, but they're gonna show there's a blurred out version where they go over to the girl. There's a longer version of this. So they go over to the girl. And I remember like really covering this, and I think I was super fair. I was just like, yo, Shorty's fucked up. Because if she gets back with him, and yeah, this is where she is at, right? So she's gonna tell the cop. How did that happen? Yeah, they don't blame us. We ain't the one that got you in trouble with your girl telling the cops. And don't be arrested again, but your girl telling the cops. This ain't us telling the cops. That's your girl telling the cops, nigga. You a celebrity. The shit comes out, everybody covers it. Don't get mad at me. You feel me? So, yeah. So, and I think I covered this fairly because I was like, you know what? All right. I hope he now understands seeing the body again. I'm pretty sure his lawyer got the footage like, well, if your girl told the cops that, you're going to jail. Like, this is America. You're black. You're a man. If your girl tells the cop that she got punched and there's a slight bruise, your ass is in jail, right? Later on, she came back out and said nothing happened. Look, Gervonta, what's the name of the girl? I forgot. Gervonta Davis' girlfriend. I think it's the baby mama. Baby mama. What's her name? Yeah, Vanessa. I think this is her. Yeah, this one right here. Vanessa says Gervonta. Like she said a statement. She said she lied. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, she admitted she lied. Look at this. Look at this shit, chat. This don't tell you. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when you gotta mind your business, domestic violence shit, because she'll be like, look at my busted lip. Like, you know, every girl got like 15 pictures in her phone of like 3 slaps, 2 punches, a kick that she claims you gave her. And then when y'all on good terms, she says none of that never happened. She never sticks to that story. You know what I'm saying? The past days have been hurtful, extremely.
All right. Well, basically, Gervonta Davis, he getting caught up in some domestics.
Eating ice cream outside with the stuff.
So I guess that's what's going on. Yeah, him and Academics always got like a little They ain't going back and forth. He don't want to do a celebrity boxing match with him. He'll get hurt.
Gervonta Davis and who?
Academic.
Why would he do a boxing match with him? He's stupid if he did that. He can't fight a regular person, let alone a boxer.
It said Jim Jones capping again too.
Capping what?
Talking about he got Kid Cudi started.
He got him started on.
Because
he was on a Day and Night remix.
Mm-hmm.
How does it cap? That's funny because I just seen the post with him before he was doing the weather stuff. He was outside. He had a yardstick thing. He was tapping his foot like.
YouTube, chicks. You know what to do, chicks. Fine, you know I like chicks rule. Chicks rule is somebody I really enjoy listening to on YouTube because chick just got an intellectual curiosity about things.
Oh, yeah. Looks like Jim Jones is not going away quietly regarding this issue about Kid Cudi's hit song Day and Night. Now, for many years, Jim Jones has been taking credit for basically giving Kid Cudi his music career. Jim Jones feels like after he remixed Day and Night, that's when Kid Cudi's career officially took off.
Right here, night to do it, day and night, day and night. Remix that shit. I know that shit. That's how you know Kid Cudi. You would have never known Kid Cudi if I didn't remix the record in New York City. I made that the biggest record in New York City.
I didn't even know he said that. I just
Kid Cudi became about because he had video directors that I wanted them to do a video, and I asked them to show me a video they did before, and they showed me this kid on top of a roof with a record called Day and Night. Like, he worked at the store under the label. There's nobody. I was like, oh, you did this? I said, I like the record. Get the beat of the record. I want to do a remix. So they give me the beat of the record. I'll just shoot my video. This is trying to shoot a video for free for me. Oh, like, I got the beat. I told him he went crazy. You want to do it? I got the beat. I shot the video to the beat, and I never even put the shit out. They put it up on YouTube. They ripped it off of YouTube, and it became the biggest record in New York City. And that's how Kid Cudi became artist. They ended up giving him a big deal off Jim Jones back. If I'm lying,
now, for many years, Kid Cudi has not said anything negative about Jim Jones. As a matter of fact, he's actually been very positive every time he speaks on Jim Jones' remix and his song.
Did you ever talk to Jim Jones after he did the remix? Because that was early Me and Psych days, and that really set your on hot on kind of another level.
When you see somebody be inspired, you know what I'm saying? Especially somebody that you grew up listening to.
Yeah.
Listening to, going to the parties, picking up chicks, driving around the blocks in Columbus at the block parties, playing this set, So this was I looked up to, and like, just to see that he was so inspired. I mean, I was looking at it recently. I was like, you got the plan on there. You trying to look like a little hipster in the video. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you can definitely get the vibe. Yeah. I was like, I ain't never seen Jim Jones on plan on hipster Jim.
But yesterday was the final straw. Seeing this interview from Jim Jones made Kid Cudi get up that dress and get on the camera to address it.
Oh man, so starting my day, and I see something online that I have to address, right? So Jim Jones, first off, we love Jim Jones, right? Like, I grew up on Jimmy, like, he's the homie. I met him when I was coming up. It was cool, right? Jimmy, I'm gonna address you directly, my nigga. You talking about how you are responsible for my success is a lie. You need to stop lying to people. You get on your little podcast and you start gossiping and talking shit, and everybody on your podcast don't know the truth. So they're all agreeing with you. But if you look under the comments under that post, you'll see people are letting you know what time it is. This is part one. I got more to say. Day and Night was already a hit record before you touched it, my nigga. I put it on my MySpace, it blew up. Okay? I had an entire mixtape. I was on my way. Motown was courting me. Kanye wanted to sign me. All because of Day and Night, because I put it on my MySpace and it blew up, my nigga. It blew up. I can promise you that Sylvia Rome did not listen to your remix and say she wanted to sign me. That is not why I have a record deal, bro. Nothing you're talking about is the truth. How do you think I had a music video? I was shooting a music video. I was already on. You saw a hit record and jumped on it, my nigga. Like, you didn't make me, man. crazy how people just be trying to like take credit for my success. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild, you know? Like, and I like Jimmy, man. It kind of breaks my heart to hear him on here trying to take credit for something that he's not a part of. You know what I mean? You jumped on my shit. I didn't ask you to do that. You know? And granted, they played it on Hot 97 every day, and it was a thing on Hot 97 on the radio. But I was an international artist from jump. Like, I had the world, my nigga. Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. But I'm going to address this now. You know what I'm saying? Like, no more tales, my nigga. You ain't had nothing to do with this. So, yeah, man. Just wanted to address that. You know, I just know that, like, niggas is trying to erase history. You know what I mean? Niggas is trying to rewrite history. You know? And I'm alive and well, and I'm around to address it. This Jimmy talking about how he's responsible for my success. This comes up every couple of years. He's always talking about it, and I've been ignoring it. And now finally I'm gonna say something. You know, because you're not going to be out here trying to like take credit for something that you had nothing to do with. You know. So yeah, just wanted to address that, y'all. Peace and love.
Well, last night Jim Jones said, all right, cool. Since we're speaking on it, let's actually get to it. Jim Jones responded back to Kid Cudi. He said, yo, if you're not from New York, you wouldn't understand. Now, let me just pause it right there, guys. This first sentence right here clears up all the miscommunications about this record. I told you guys yesterday, this is a regional thing. Yes, Jim Jones made the record Day and Night hot in New York City and also the Tri-State. However, that doesn't mean Day and Night remix was hot, let's say, in Texas, Cali, Virginia, Idaho, Mississippi. But let's continue. I love Cudi also, but when he dropped this, no one ever heard of you. It wasn't played on the radio or any BET, MTV. It wasn't on mixtapes. You wasn't hot in New York streets as a new rapper. I can say that because I remember how I ended up even doing a freestyle to your record at the time, which is still a New York classic to this day. You didn't have a deal yet at all when I did this freestyle. I remember your video was shot by my intern, and the only reason I let him shoot this video was because I asked them to show me what work he's done. He showed me this video they did for you. I told him if he gave me that beat, I would let him shoot the video to the freestyle I would do to the beat. This wasn't a feature. Your record never got played on Hot 97 at all. Before that, there was no IG, nothing like that. And in 08, I was pretty hot outside. So hot that I only did the video, never put out the audio. They ripped the audio from the video on YouTube and played it on Hot 97 as a new Jim Jones record, which ended up on all the countdowns. Naturally, you became hot in the industry, and DJ A-Trax, I believe, signed you. Then y'all put the record out. Naturally, the original version with just you on it, and you on fire. I recall vividly, we can call your ex-manager, which is the same person who was my intern and the video director. But we won't have slander on the truth. Keep me on your Explorer. It's too easy. Then he goes on to say, you should slap yourself for reading this long-ass essay. Y'all fall for anything. Now, Jim also goes to his Instagram story to post, the truth hurts way more than lies. That's why every time I talk, people get in their feelings. Now, this is basically what Jim Jones has been saying in all his interviews in the past. Me remixing your song helped to shine a different light on your song and your career. Now, there are people saying, yo, Jim, in 08, you was not that hot, brother. And if we're keeping it a buck, you kind of use this record that you knew was already getting traction to make yourself hot. This is just one of those things where you just gotta agree to disagree. If Jim Jones never remixed that record, it probably would not be getting played on Hot 97. But that's not to say that Kid Cudi's career would not have taken off. You introduce somebody to a whole new fan base doesn't mean that you're responsible for their career. If a song is already moving and it's already hot in the streets, and you remix the song to help push it a little bit faster, that's not necessarily something I would take credit for. Right now, today, the regular Day and Night sits at 261 million views. The remix that Jim Jones did to Day and Night sits at just under 1 million views. So it's kind of hard to try to take credit for this when people are looking at the numbers. But you guys get in the comments below. You guys think Jim Jones had a fair point? Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys later, man.
I don't think he shouldn't have to say. I mean, it wasn't even if that was the case, it wasn't necessary for him to say. And then why he keep saying it? Yeah. I didn't even know he said it. I just assumed that that's what you were talking about. Jim Jones be fucking up. Love you, man, Jim. You tapping with his pen. Doing the weather report. Weatherman with that paper, I'll make it rain on him. They got it released. What is it? Do you have anything else?
No, actually.
Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Get Listed 30 and 20. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. And click the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post or go live. I'm La Hepa.
No SmileyJizzle.
Easy as and baby.